Hello and welcome back to Lord Slar Livestreams. It's been a long time. Doctor Who related fatigue had truly set in for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, but I am back today as I really fancy doing another one of these fun Death Zone streams. So for those of you who haven't seen a Death Zone stream before, basically what we do is we pit a bunch of different characters together in a variety of different locations with different kind of sets of circumstances, weapons, etc., and decide collectively who would win if they were to fight against each other. And it can get really fun, really argumentative, as it has many times in the past. And previously, we just done it with Doctor Who characters. But now we're going to throw the doors open and have characters from all of Sci-Fi, many of whom you'll be able to see on the screen right now. So today, to help me decide, we have Harold.
Yo.
Kian.
Well, this is gay.
And Rory.
I like how your introduction didn't change, Kian, between
No technical difficulties happened. That is fake news. There was no technical difficulties for anybody watching on playback.
His hubris got in the way. He didn't check the audio.
Right, and also we have Lily helping me out with some of the technical stuff off screen.
And a great job she's done because there's been no technical difficulties.
Well, no, that was on. That bit's on me.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, that bit's on me.
You bunch of misogynists.
I'm really regretting letting a woman on my channel.
Agree.
Right, okay, so well, let's get started then. So we've got our tiers set up here with all of the different matchups which have all been randomly seeded. And so our first matchup that we're going to decide today is this is an all Blake 7 affair for the first one.
Ooh.
Both Blake 7 characters have ended up on the same matchup for the first bracket, and it is Kurt Avon is our first contestant. So Kurt Avon is one of the main characters of Blake 7 and the main character for the last two seasons. He's both a computer technician and a ruthless killer, as well as arguably a freedom fighter or a terrorist.
Arguably.
He's many different things. He's somebody who doesn't really have a moral compass, but is very effective at staying alive. He knows how to use all sorts of technology and weapons. He's physically quite fit, and he's extremely devious and clever, although often can kind of have his own hubris and his own confidence, his own abilities come back to bite. And he will be against Travis, who's also from Blake 7. So Space Commander Travis is an agent of the oppressive Federation in Blake 7. His main aim in life is to kill Rog Blake, who is the leader of the resistance movement in the Blake 7 universe. He is absolutely ruthless and single-minded. He doesn't really care about who gets in his way or who gets hurt if he has to achieve a particular goal. He does have somewhat of a sense of honor and gallantry, but that often comes second to his single-minded pursuance of his goal. And he is an absolute psychopath, certainly more so than Avon, and will do anything to achieve what he needs to achieve. So, let's go over where they're going to be fighting today. So, Lily, could you tell us what location they'll be fighting in?
Is it number 1?
So you need to go down on the again bit.
You want me to randomise?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So they'll be fighting?
Number 1.
Yep.
The Smash TV Arena.
So the Smash TV Arena. So if anybody's played the video game Smash TV, it's a bit like the film The Running Man, where it's like a reality TV game show, except it's very likely that you'll die or get killed because there's all sorts of hazards in all of the different rooms. And so now we'll roll to see if there's any special circumstances in which they'll be fighting. So number 2, that'll be that tab there, which means that Avon will get an ally. So if you want to randomise who Avon's going to have as an ally.
Yes. Number 2.
Yep. So 1.
What?
Yeah, the one at the top.
Oh, Duncan Idaho.
So Avon's ally in this fight will be Duncan
Overpowered.
Idaho. So Duncan Idaho is from the Dune universe, and he is one of the best fighters for House Atreides. He is very skilled with a knife, as the warfare in Dune takes place with knives because everybody has a personal shield which can stop bullets. And he is one of the best fighters in that universe and is going to be very useful if it gets to close quarters combat. And now let's see if there's any special circumstances which affect Travis. There are no special circumstances which affect Travis. And we'll see if there's any special victory conditions. No, there is not. So, Kurt Avon versus Travis in the Smash TV arena with Duncan Idaho on Avon's side. Who do we think might win?
I feel like we've already.
I think there's an important. Yeah, well, I mean, we already know who's going to win, but I think
because it's like it's
important
just three guys. It's two guys
Yeah.
fighting each other in a not particularly difficult environment. I mean, there are like ledges, I guess, but like they're both fairly regularly athletic, and if we assume they can traverse the environment, then I feel like 2-on-1. I feel like this is a.
Well, you've got to remember in Smash TV, there's like constantly tens of men charging into the room, firing bazookas and things like that. So it will be quite chaotic. So will that
I think
But
it-
even then, I feel like the 2v1 have an advantage of one of them can still die.
I think
Yeah,
something
you can just
important
use-
to
you
ask
can just
though
use,
is whether this is
You can
season
just
1 or
use Duncan
season
Idaho
2,
as like
Travis.
cover.
Definitely
pretty
season
much.
1. This is season 1, Travis.
Okay. Well, that
That doesn't make.
I think-
I mean, also Travis is missing an eye, right?
yeah,
Yes,
but
he
he's
is.
also got a
isn't
gun
he?
in his hand.
So he's not. His balance isn't great either.
He's got a gun in his
He can't
hand.
be great in a physical fight.
Oh,
He's
well,
more-
Yeah.
I think
perception.
in the
depth
show,
perception, yeah.
he does actually have quite good both depth perception and like ability to see, because in Project Avalon, when the bomb is let go by the
Yes.
robot, he's able to leap down and catch it. So I don't know if I think there's probably been some kind of robotics like implanted in the eye patch to like help him basically have the same abilities as
Yeah.
somebody who can see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, but do you have any? Is there any argument against the 2v1 scenario? Again, considering these are just sort of regular guys with not particularly.
I mean,
Uh,
if one of them, I
special
guess,
powers
gets
or
hit
anything.
by the chaos first.
Yeah, I mean, I think like none of them are going to be particularly phased about killing anybody in the Smash TV arena because they're all goons who've been sent to fight them. And so that doesn't really give Travis the psychopath advantage. And you're right, it is 2-on-1. And Duncan Idaho is one of the best kind of close combat warriors there is. So even though Travis has his arm gun, he's unlikely to be able to kill both of them before one of them gets to him. So I think you're right, it has to go to Avon.
I think Avon, yeah.
Yeah, I would. I'm happy with that. And there's no contention here for me. It's just sort of an easy one, I think, to start with.
I
Yeah,
think Travis
absolutely.
is too stupid as well. He'd get outwitted
Well,
by him.
Rip Travis.
Yeah, so Travis is down at the losers bracket with Avon staying in the winners. So that's
There's
a
nothing about
first.
Blake Stevens to rip.
Yeah, well, there's still a losers bracket, so anybody who loses in the first round will have a chance to continue to progress in the tournament. So our second matchup, this is going to be quite an interesting one. Our first contestant is The Thing from John Carpenter's The Thing. So
The thing
it-
wins. The thing wins. There
well,
we go.
well, let's just go through it
Hang
first.
on.
So for those who haven't seen The Thing, what The Thing can do is it's capable of absorbing and perfectly replicating beings it comes into one-on-one contact with. And
Right.
then and it can also transform into hideous creatures based on all of the various beings that it's absorbed over the years. And the
Now, I
thing
still think there's
the thing will be
one
taking
person who
on
can beat it.
right. I'll just finish. That will be taking on Mad Max from the Mad Max universe. So Mad Max
The Thing wins.
is a former
Yeah, Thing
policeman.
wins.
No,
The
there
Thing's
might be
won.
some special circumstances. So Mad Max is a former policeman turned kind of rogue in a post-apocalyptic Australia. He's adept at riding bikes, riding helicopters. He's really good with a shotgun, and he's quite devious, even though he doesn't talk much. So we'll see where they're going to be fighting first, because this could make all the difference. Things like this, even though The Thing is probably a favourite to go and win the tournament. Right, so The Thing, number 4, is going to have a variable. So what variable would be affecting The Thing?
Horny.
So The Thing is really horny.
Okay, brilliant.
Thing.
Excellent.
Is wanting to fuck.
The sex thing.
Do I have an
The
opinion,
sex
or
thing.
am I just
Wow,
here for the
Dylan.
ride?
Well, you're helping out with the technical
See,
stuff.
I
I mean, you can venture an opinion if you want.
See,
Right.
I can't
Oh,
hear
and
that
there's a
thing.
variable also for Mad Max.
Does that mean no?
Right.
Loss of confidence.
Oh, Mad Max is not feeling
It's
confident
over.
about fighting The Thing.
It's over.
Wait, special victory
Yeah.
condition first. Will there be one? No, there will not be. So yeah, I think The
Yeah,
Thing.
The Thing wins.
We don't even
Thing.
need to discuss
Yeah.
this. The Thing.
I think.
Yeah.
It-
I mean,
Wait. Oh wait, we didn't have the
Even if-
location.
Hang on.
Even if
the
Mad Max
location,
is
please.
Australian and therefore has fought things similar to the Thing just by being Australian, he still loses.
So it's in Wembley during the Euros final.
Yeah, the Thing.
Okay, well then the Thing has won again then, because the Thing now has an arena filled with people to hide in, right? So
Yeah,
You
but
can infect all the people.
yeah,
in
but the thing is,
arena.
it's not really going to be able to
What?
go and infect people that easily, because it
Yeah,
kind of
but
needs to do it in
they're all
private.
drunk. They're all drunk. They're all drunk.
I mean, this is I
But
assume Euro. This is I assume Euro 2020
Yes.
Wembley, where they've all broken in as well. So that's caused chaos. Mad Max is lost in it. The Thing will kill him.
Yeah, it'll get
it
one.
matter if it's in private. You can just turn it into a big exploding.
I
thing,
think the
from
Thing
all
has
over.
won this quite handily.
And then all these people are infected, and they just beat Mad Max.
Unless
Yeah, you just need to
anybody
do it in private.
disagrees.
Yeah, to be fair, the policemen aren't going to be armed with flamethrowers or anything, so they're probably not going to be able to kill the Thing quick enough before it kills Mad Max. I think easy victory for the Thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the Thing is through, and Mad Max is down to the losers. So for our next matchup, we have Predator from the Predator franchise. So Predators are aliens who like to hunt and stalk prey. They have a strong code of honor where they don't like to kill an unarmed prey or prey who's kind of a helpless victim, and are obsessed with taking trophies from their victims. And he will be against RoboCop from the RoboCop franchise. So RoboCop, also known as Alex Murphy, was a policeman who was heavily shot and almost killed in gang-related violence before then being recreated as a half-man, half-machine by Omnicorp. He has extremely fast reactions, fast enough to shoot a bullet out of the air. He has a motorbike and a gun, and has, despite still having a human conscience, the ability to think way faster using the computer enhancements to both his body and mind. So, where will they be fighting, Lily?
Hang on. Cybertron.
They're fighting in Cybertron, which
Okay.
that's the home planet of the Transformers.
Oh.
So,
I
for...
think the Predator wins this.
Well, let's see. Predator is going to have an ally. Which ally will that be?
Emmy.
Oh, so they have an Emmy from Metroid Dread. So an Emmy, which is from the video game Metroid Dread, is a robot which is virtually indestructible by most conventional means. It can stalk its prey, it can detect movement through walls, and it's pretty tough and difficult to kill, and that'll be helping the Predator. And RoboCop, there is a variable for RoboCop, so if you go on that tab,
That one.
yep. Let's see what variable RoboCop will have. So skip one's had before.
Drunk.
RoboCop is drunk.
I think the Predators won
yeah.
this. Easy.
I don't actually think the RoboCop can get drunk.
Well, in this
Shut up,
case, he
Ian.
has.
No one cares what you
through
think.
through some contrivance
Very
to the human remains inside of RoboCop, they have been inebriated by alcohol.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm trying
Predator
to
has
think.
many.
I want to argue
I think-
for RoboCop, but I'm like,
No, there's no
Cybertron, does
reasonable
it have
way
anything he
the
could connect to give him an advantage? Probably not.
no.
As Dylan knows, I was playing Metroid Dread earlier today, and the any does not stop for any man. Never mind a drunk man. So I feel like, or a drunk Robo man. So I feel like the conditions have decided this again, because I feel like in a vacuum with them both not drunk without allies, I think there's an argument, but I think drunk and
No, I
with
think
any
Predator would
I
win
think we're,
against RoboCop every time.
Really? Are you sure? Because I think that the
Predator
Predator
is
doesn't really
it's
have
got a
weapons.
laser
Yeah, but doesn't really
Yeah,
have
but
weapons
it
that
does
can
have
take out.
weapons.
He's got that shoulder cannon thing.
RoboCop fires
It's got
indiscriminately anyway.
Dylan, the Predator has loads
Yeah,
of
he's got,
weapons. You see
the
Predator
Predator has
2.
the shoulder cannon thing, right, with the laser.
It's got a thing that can cut a man
Right?
in half.
Am I remembering that right?
Well,
Yes, you are.
although the Predator often relies on kind of being hidden, whereas RoboCop's going to have heat vision. He'll be able to see the Predator wherever they
Turn
are.
invisible, and he can point his laser at him. Blow
Yeah,
his head off.
Predator, I guess
Boom.
Predator's more like darts and arrows and things, right? Like it's like
Also, the Predator did lose to just a guy on steroids.
Predator.
Yeah,
but
well,
that
it was
was-
80s Arnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
80s
Guy on
Arnie.
steroids.
80s
I don't
Arnie
think
is
would beat
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
I mean, to be fair, the Predator was also
No,
best.
it's Arnie could have been.
By
Well, I guess
all
Arnie is
Glover.
in the competition actually later on.
Spoilers.
But yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
it's Predator, isn't it? Like with the ally,
Yeah.
like the Emmy could probably take out RoboCop on its own. But I think with the Predator kind of guiding it and also distracting him, and I don't think the location really makes that much of a difference. Cybertron. I mean, there's plenty of places for the Predator to hide because it's quite a jungle of different mechanisms and machines and things like that. So yeah,
That would have been my only argument: is there anything on Cybertron that RoboCop could hack into and
potentially. That's potentially true, but I just don't
don't
think
think
with the
RoboCop
Emmy
is-
chasing him, he's not going to have a chance to stop. He's going to have to be
Probably
moving
not.
constantly.
I don't think RoboCop has the technological capability to sort of synthesize with Cybertron. Like, I know that's a very
The
you
nerdiest
know,
thing
specific-
anybody's
yeah,
ever said.
If we go
Yeah,
by,
maybe.
if we go by the Michael Bay films, Cybertron technology can turn into Beat speakers. Like,
Yeah, true.
All right, so I think we're going to say that's a Predator win then.
yeah, always a shame to see a Predator win.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is how it is.
Just had to
sometimes.
take it there, didn't you, kid? Right, so next up, our fourth match will be Judge Dredd from the Judge Dredd universe. So Judge Dredd is a judge in Mega City 1, which is New York, but massive, almost the size of a small country. And inside Mega City 1, it is lawless. There are all sorts of crazy creatures and criminal gangs, and the judges, which Judge Dredd is one of the best of, are trying to keep order. He is tough. He is powerful. He has seen all sorts of different types of villains and fended them off. Not just with his no-nonsense attitude, but also with quite a skill of cunning and manipulation. He is armed with a lawgiver, which is a gun which has several different options for shooting, which can heat seek, it can ricochet, it can pierce armor or have a high explosive. And he also rides a motorbike which has the ability to shoot as well. And he will be against a Dalek, which I don't think will need any introduction on this particular channel. So, Lily, what will the location be that they're fighting in?
Peach trees.
Yeah. Oh, Peach Trees. So Peach Trees is actually in the
His
2012
hometown-
Judge
his
Dredd
hometown.
film. So Peach Trees is a mega city tower block where it's basically almost an entire town in a high rise. And in the Judge Dredd film, this is where most of the action takes place. So this will be a location Judge Dredd knows very well. And the Dalek almost certainly will not. So, Judge Dredd, number 3, he's going to get a special weapon.
Which one? That one?
Yep. Just refresh the page. I don't know why it's done that. Yep, that's the right one.
Do you want me to do it?
Yep.
A BFG.
Oh, a BFG, so the big fucking gun from Dune. Judge Dredd is going to be armed with that. I think that alone could probably take out a Dalek, but we'll see. And there will be a special variable for the Dalek, Lily.
What?
A special variable.
It's incontinent.
So the Dalek really needs a piss. It needs to go. And I've just rolled my D10, and there's a 1 in 10 chance of special victory conditions, which I've been doing this whole time. There will be a special victory condition for this one, which I think Judge Dredd had it in the bag before that, but this could change everything. So rather than just a fight, what are they going to do, Lily?
Survival in the Arctic/desert wilderness.
Okay, so we're abandoning Peach Trees, which would have been a very beneficial location for Judge Dredd, and instead we're going out into the wilderness of the desert and survival within it. Judge Dredd has a big fucking gun, and the Dalek really needs to go have a piss all the time. Who is going to survive longer?
Would you explain
The
the
Dalek.
spec? Also, the victory condition now is just who's going to survive longer in. Well, are they in the Arctic or the desert? Should you flip for that? Flip a
Yeah,
coin
let's
to
flip for that.
decide?
So 1 and 2
Also, two
is
questions.
Arctic, 3 or 4 is hot desert. So it's a hot desert. It's So let's say
Dalek.
like right slap bang in the middle of the Sahara.
Which Judge Dredd is this, and what sort of Dalek is this?
So it's just basic classic Dalek. Let's say like Chase kind of Dalek. And Judge Dredd, it'll be Judge Dredd in the comics, like a fairly experienced Judge Dredd rather than early Judge
Okay.
Dredd.
Not Sylvester Stallone.
yeah,
It's not
No,
Sylvester Stallone.
definitely not.
Yeah, that was going to be the joke.
Judge
I think the
Dredd-
Daleks winning this.
I mean, if
Yeah,
it's
the
specifically
Dalek,
a chase Dalek, we know that they did survive the desert quite well.
True.
Well, Judge
I
Dredd
just, I don't. I mean,
has
as
lived
far as
in
like, you'll know
a
more about sort of Doctor
metropolitan
Who lore and
area.
shit than I do, Dylan. But like, do Daleks actually need anything? Like, they
What
don't
he
eat
needs to
food.
wee?
No.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure they don't.
They need
They
fish.
no, but they also have like a protein or something that they all have. I do believe
Yeah,
that's
but
in like a Big Finish audio.
Well, hang on, but like,
Yeah, that's from them
Mutant
specifically
phase.
being electrocuted. Though that's in Jubilee.
Well, it's
Um,
also in the mutant phase.
how long was Dalek in
Oh, yeah.
Dalek in the bunker? Because they didn't feed it or power it. How long was it in that bunker?
So
A long
in the
time.
Like, a few years?
novelisation, that Dalek had crashed to Earth in about the 60s. So it lasted about 50 years underground, being
Without
passed from
food or
collector-
energy. Without food
Yeah,
or energy.
so-
Well, it's
Yeah,
not necessarily without food or energy for that whole time, just while it was with Van Statten.
Well, it was being passed around from collector to collector. So the implication is it was basically held in storage for 50 years.
Yeah, I think the implication is it hasn't had any energy because the second it gets access
Yeah.
to it, it breaks free. So it's sort of
Yeah.
it's trapped by its condition that it arrived on Earth in until it got access to energy in Dalek. So that's like 50 years without energy or food. And so on that basis, who can outlast like in the
Yeah.
desert? Well,
Judge
Judge
Dredd
Dredd
is still a
could
human.
survive
He's
a
still
decent amount
human.
of time because
No,
he did
but
survive the
he's-
cursed
he's-
Earth,
he's
which
from
is
a-
more
he's from a
inhospitable.
metropolitan area, though.
But he is
He's from a
still
metropolitan
human,
area.
right?
See,
So-
I
He
can
doesn't
tell
know how
he
to
really
survive
wants
in the
Judge
desert.
Dredd.
No, he does because he survived on the cursed Earth, which means
I
to a
don't
certain
think he's,
extent he
I
knows.
don't think he's
ignoring that argument.
outlasting. I don't
Oh,
think
no.
he's outlasting a Dalek in the desert. If the
Also-
condition is simply who lasts longer, the Dalek will last longer. Unless we're arguing that sand gets in the circuitry and fucks it up. I don't
Also,
know.
those slats on the Dalek are specifically solar slats, so would keep everything going and working.
Yeah,
Assuming it is a
I
race.
think it's got to be the Dalek for this one. I think Judge Dredd probably
Yeah.
had it in the bag before we rolled that special victory condition, but
Oh yeah, if it was peach trees with the BFG, Judge Dredd will win that because Daleks are not that indestructible. Plenty of them die all the
No.
time. But now that
BFG
even
surely
in the,
destroys it.
even if the victory condition was just the fight is now in a desert instead, if the fight was now in a desert instead, I think he would win even more because the terrain is more traversable for Judge Dredd.
Dalek would just hover.
Yeah, I guess. But like, I still think Judge Dredd wins with the BFG. Like he's like an action man, right? A single Dalek, you can kill it by talking it into suicide. So it's like you can, and he's incontinent. But
yeah,
I think
it's Dalek.
in these specific conditions, the Dalek will win. Yes,
I quite agree. Right, so the Dalek is through. Judge Dredd is down to losers. I think he might do well in the losers' mind because he's quite resourceful. So our next fight is Flash Gordon. I think in the original comics, isn't he like a polo player rather than a American football player? Yeah. So like a college polo player who becomes the savior of the Earth by defeating Ming the Merciless. Flash Gordon has had
what is
many
polo
adventures
again?
around the
He's
universe.
a well-toned human.
Yeah, well-toned human.
sword.
He's an athlete,
with a
basically.
sword. He's got a sword.
Yeah, he's got a laser gun.
Oh,
He's
got a
fought
sword.
around the universe. And he's going to be against a T-1000 Terminator.
Okay,
So
well,
that's
The T-1000.
the T-1000
The
specifically
T-1000
is
the really broken one, right?
yeah, the T-1000 is the one from Terminator 2, played by what's his face who was in the X-Files,
Who?
Robert
Patrick.
something. Robert
Robert
Patrick, yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah, Robert Patrick. So it's that Terminator who Flash Gordon will be going up against. So
Oh,
they'll
the
be fighting
T-1000
where?
wins.
See,
We don't even need to do anything else.
No, because
It's fine.
remember,
Like,
it
it's
looked
in
like it was going to be
something.
Judge Dredd, but then everything changed.
The London Underground.
Yeah, true.
London Underground
Okay.
is where they'll be doing it.
Okay, my
So
specialist subject.
Flash Gordon has an ally,
Oh, okay.
so that could change everything if he gets a really good ally.
Gollum.
Gollum will be Flash
That's a
Gordon's ally.
shit ally. That
No.
is.
Well, he knows like underground tunnels quite well.
Not the London Underground,
Yeah,
for
that won't
fuck's
make a
sake. Like,
difference.
No special variables for the T-1000.
is there a special victory condition?
Oh, yeah, forgot to do that. Nope. So yeah,
Right.
it's just straight up
T-1000.
fight.
It's Flash Gordon
Which
and
one
Gollum
does it?
versus a
Which London
T-1000.
Underground station are we talking?
Well, it
Jubilee.
could, well, let's say they start in Covent Garden, but can move about.
Okay. Piccadilly line?
The T-1000
Which is the only one,
every time.
Now,
Yeah.
if this was a Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger, as in the first Terminator, I would give Flash Gordon a chance because humans can beat him, right?
Yeah.
Or you can
Yeah, I mean,
outsmart him. The T-1000, it took another Terminator to destroy him, so it's like that's your
Theoretically.
power level.
Well, no, but can a Flash Gordon's like his laser pistol, would that be able to kill a T-1000?
No,
Well, I
no
was
way.
just gonna.
No, because it can
I
turn
was-
into liquid. It can just move around shit.
Yeah, I was
It would
gonna
just
suggest,
absorb the bullet, whatever, and just fuck it off. No, T-1000 wins.
Can the T-1000 be over electrified?
I don't know. That's a good
What you mean?
question.
Is he
Steps on the-
stepping on the rail? You mean on the underground
Yeah.
and like frying himself?
Yeah, like Flash Gordon might know that they're electrified rails, whereas I don't think the T-1000 will.
I think
Well,
the
Well,
T-1000
surely
probably
Skynet
know that.
would send
I think the Skynet
all
would know
information
that.
of human history into like a
Ah.
Terminator's brain.
Yeah.
I thought they'd only send the necessary information, but
No, why would they do that?
I mean, given
Yeah.
their hyper-futuristic robots, they've probably got enough like terabytes in their head to like, at
Probably.
least the basics of the terrain where they're being sent. In
Yeah, but
this
you've got to remember
case,
there's a
London
lot of
Underground.
unnecessary things on the internet.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say the T-1000.
Every
has-
Terminator has all of
T-1000.
hentai inside of their head.
Exactly.
I think the T-1000 has map information for the London Underground, given the
Okay.
location is so iconic.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think it knows how to navigate. But I don't know. I don't know if we're giving. I mean, what use is Gollum in this equation? Is Gollum actually doing
That's
anything?
true.
Or
No,
not?
you throw Gollum at the T-1000, then you stab it.
I mean, the Flash Gordon might tell Gollum that he has your ring, and then all you need to do is push him on the track, and you can get it back.
But Gollum's not a fighter though, really. That's
No.
like his,
No.
that's his
Yeah,
last
but
Gollum's
resort.
a
He's a
trickster.
last resort fighter. He's sneaky and he'll knock you on the back of your head when you're asleep. That's the kind of guy Gollum is. He's
Yeah,
not
but the
a-
T-1000
you
doesn't
tell it it's
sleep,
got the
so...
ring.
Yeah, okay, but if Gollum immediately goes to attack the T-1000 in like a fight because he thinks it's got the ring, the T-1000 will annihilate.
Just
Gollum.
kill him.
I mean,
Yeah, just kill
that
him.
could be
Go-
enough
go-
of a distraction.
Gollum got beaten by a hobbit. You know what I mean? Like, Gollum got captured pretty quickly by like
By our short
Witch
kings.
King or whoever the fuck
By
it was.
hobbits.
And
by
then in the only fight, like proper fight, Gollum does lose that against
Frodo.
I would like Flash
Frodo.
Gordon to win, but he's not.
I don't
Flash
think. I
Gordon
just
is
don't
not
think.
winning
I don't know if Flash Gordon can beat something of that sort of power.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I think I agree. If it was a T-800, I think it's possible they managed to like push it in front of
If it's
a
T-800,
train.
absolutely.
But like,
I
yeah.
suppose, are there people in the station? Does that help?
Oh yeah, there's loads of people in the station, but at the end of the day, it's going to be
But
disguised
it's
as Robert
London, and
Patrick.
there's like
Yeah.
it's London.
True.
Nobody's coming
Yeah,
to
so-
help
so-
Flash
and
Gordon.
there's
I
no-
wasn't sure if this was like a Web of Fear abandoned London, or if it's a.
No, just full on daytime like kind of traffic. But
There's
I
no
think at the
prep
end of the
time, right?
day,
So they have to try and find each other in the busy tube station.
Yeah.
If it's Covent Garden, does Flash Gordon have to go up the 15-story flight of stairs?
well, they're already on the platform. Let's say.
He's a physically fit guy. He can do it.
I
Yeah.
know, but I feel like that would kill anyone.
What I'd say is Flash Gordon, even if he had a really clever plan, would have to get really lucky quite a few times to kill a T-1000. Whereas a T-1000 just needs to shoot him once with one bullet.
Or you can just use his hands.
Yeah,
You
or
can
like
just turn
or
his
if
hands
it's
into,
like hand
spikes.
to hand.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon loses because Flash Gordon doesn't have any powers.
Yeah,
Flash
I know.
Gordon is
Like,
just like a gallant man. That's his entire shtick.
I'm trying to argue this, but it's not going to work.
No,
That's
it's
because
the
there's no good
T-1000.
argument to this kid. It's too
Rip
retarded.
Flash Gordon. Gordon's not alive, unfortunately. Oh, he might be 'cause he's in the losers.
Your
bracket.
boy,
he'll-
Billy,
he'll-
Flash
he'll
Gordon.
pull it, right?
He's getting murdered by a T-1000.
Why is he my
Gordon's
boy?
alive.
Well, you were the one who suggested him for the
Gordon's
tournament.
alive!
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, so I think that is the T-1000 going
Yeah,
through.
it's great. It's one of the few films I sit and watch when it's on the telly, even if I've seen it 20 million times.
Right, so our next fight is going to be Darth Vader from Star Wars. You all know who Darth Vader is. He's a Lord of the Sith. He wields a
I've never heard of Star
lightsaber.
Wars. What is
He can
this?
control the Force, which means has a level of foresight. He can, choke people. He can force objects, and he will be against the Doctor. Which incarnation of the Doctor you say? I have a 12-sided dice to decide. It will be William Hartnell's
Not a
Doctor.
14-sided.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well,
Well.
technically, it should be like a 17-sided dice for the
Yeah, look,
Doctor.
I'm just doing the first 12 to make it easier. Right, so our location for this fight.
A Roman Colosseum.
Oh, William Hartnell's in trouble.
I'm sorry, it's a
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's Darth
He did.
Vader. It's
Right.
Darth Vader.
So, Darth Vader has a variable, Lily.
Okay.
Which one?
That's
This
that one.
is William
Oh,
Hartnell's
no,
only
sorry, not
chance.
variable. He's got a weapon.
A weapon.
What's he got?
He has a weapon anyway.
Yeah, but he's going to have another special
He
weapon.
has a thermal detonator.
Well, that's pretty canonical. He's got a thermal detonator with him, and William Hartnell
He's got a
has
grenade.
no
He's got a
special
grenade.
circumstances.
It's over.
The crowd boos as this old
Special
man
victory
is
condition,
bludgeoned to
special
death.
victory condition or no?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I
No.
mean, is there a special win condition?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's
Okay.
over.
Is there
It's
even
Darth
one he could
Vader.
win in?
So
It's
it's a
Darth Vader.
wily old man in a death arena with like a guy with a laser sword and grenades and force
A
powers.
10
Okay.
foot cyborg. Okay.
I'm afraid my
Hey,
good,
Vader's only 7.
my good man, he's going to die.
Yeah.
I know. As much as it pains
yeah.
me being the biggest
Rip.
William Hartnell fan, yeah, I mean, he's getting absolutely
There's no
bludgeoned to
way.
death by Darth Vader. If there was a location where he might be able to be clever, use the environment to his advantage, sure. But in this location, you've just got the baying crowd looking for blood.
Yeah. You could throw some sand into the mask, I guess.
Fucking sand in the mask.
He hates sand.
Yeah, that is
I
true.
don't
He
like
does
that.
hate sand, but I don't think that's going to stop him from beating this old man to death.
That's
No,
like,
there's
it'll
not.
make
The
him
sand will
angrier.
make him
It'll just make him
angrier.
angrier, yeah.
This old man has died, I'm afraid. Good rip.
Yeah.
Anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering,
Yeah.
and suffering leads to the dark side.
I mean, the Doctor definitely has a lot of potential circumstances which could get him far in this tournament.
Hang
The
on,
Roman
hang on.
Colosseum's one of the worst ones, I
Hang
would
on.
think.
The Doctor has a screwdriver, right? Though, like if Darth Vader has a
The first
lightsaber.
Doctor would.
I don't think
has a
William
screw-
Hartnell.
Oh
has a
yeah, no, the first
screwdriver.
Doctor wouldn't have a sonic screwdriver.
It's not the...
Yeah.
Because I was gonna be like, well, the Doctor could like mess with the technology in the suit or something using a sonic screwdriver, but he does not in fact have one. So
No.
Yeah, he
you
just
know-
doesn't have enough
The one-
time,
he's
space,
literally the
resources.
only one that wouldn't have it. He's the only
Yeah.
one that wouldn't have it.
If if it was Tom Baker, at least Tom Baker has a scarf. You know,
Oh,
but
right, what's up
No.
then? What's next then, Dylan?
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
next
Doctor.
up is our penultimate, penultimate kind of first round ones, even though it's technically in round 2. It's because I had slightly more than 16 candidates. So we have Captain Titus from the Warhammer 40k franchise. So Titus is the main character in the Space Marine games. He is a Space Marine in the Imperium. Space Marines are both genetically and cybernetically enhanced soldiers who are about 9 feet tall, have fists that can punch through tanks with their amazing Space Marine armor. People literally are crushed to death when they walk near them. That happens in the Space Marine games. That's how powerful they are. Titus is an extremely devout soldier for the Imperium. His faith in the Emperor is strong. He will do anything to vanquish the enemies in the name of said Emperor. And he will be against space bounty hunter Samus Aran, who wears a power suit which contains all sorts of special abilities. The ability to move through small areas, many different powerful types of missiles. Samus Aran has explored many planets, taken down massive foes much larger than herself, and despite having a conscience, is willing to do slightly unethical things if she needs to survive. So they will be fighting each other where, Lily?
A small town in Cornwall.
A small town in Cornwall.
Ah, yes.
Wow, there's going to be a lot of
which
shall
small
we-
town?
just kind of generic.
It doesn't say.
It's just generic.
Okay.
For Titus, there's no special circumstances. Samus will get a special weapon. That's the middle tab there.
I know.
So what special weapon will Samus receive?
A cyber gun.
So Samus also has a cyber gun. I don't think that's doing anything to Space Marine armor.
I don't
Which
think that Samus
cybergun?
already
Which
has,
cybergun?
Like
which cybergun?
80 Cybermen.
I
Yeah,
thought it was a
she's fine.
cyber gun from Tomb of the Cybermen. Is that not the cyber gun we were?
No, that's
referring
a
to?
small X-ray
No.
laser.
Oh yeah, true. That is a small. Extra
That's what I call my penis.
And there's no special victory condition. So, 2 armored warriors fighting each other in a small Cornwall town.
This is
Who
the first
wins?
one that I
That
think
town's
is.
getting fucked, man.
There's not a clear
That town
winner
is
here, I
destroyed.
don't think.
Yeah, because obviously Titus is a lot stronger than Samus, and is only going to need to get a few shots in. Like the guns that the Space Marines fire, the bullets can like tear through, heavily armored creatures. Like so, the guns would be able to shoot Samus, but Titus obviously very big, not that mobile, whereas Samus is going to be able to kind of run, hide, go into small places, be difficult to find, set traps.
I still think the Space Marine wins.
I mean, Space Marines are pretty powerful. I think we need to think of a convincing way in which Samus is able to set a trap which could destroy a Space Marine.
Doesn't Samus have like missiles and shit?
Yeah, so I reckon a super missile would be able to do some damage to Space Marine armor. It would probably take a few to destroy them.
Well, going by my history playing the Space Marine games, it's very easy for a Space Marine to die if you just do the right things. So
yeah, but we got to remember that when you were playing the Space Marine 2 at mine, like the one you kept on dying at was a lictor, and so remember a lictor is like 10, 11 feet tall, armor plated being. Like extremely powerful, much more powerful than Samus.
I think Dylan, you were actually out of the room when I was playing it before that, and I did die to the other things quite a lot as well.
Yeah, well, we've got to remember Titus is playing himself rather than you playing him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna back
I think the other one could win.
Yeah, I mean, I think Samus would have to get a fair few shots in, whereas Titus probably only needs to get one good shot in. But do we think the mobility advantage that Samus has is going to be enough?
What gun does he have?
So Titus has a bolt gun, which, as I said, the bullets are absolutely massive. They will go right through Samus's armor.
Like a semi-automatic.
But she's quick as fuck.
She is. So, but that's what we've got to work out. Is she fast enough and stealthy enough to completely dodge all of Titus's attacks, while then also being able to hit Titus multiple times? You're going to take a fair few hits of super missiles to kill him.
It depends. How quick does she move and how fast are the bullets?
Well, she can move fairly quickly. She has abilities like Flash Shift, where she can kind of do very short-range teleportation. She can turn into a morph ball and move really fast as a tiny object.
Well, couldn't you just teleport behind him and put a missile up his ass?
Potentially, but you can't teleport through things with the short-range teleportation, the Flash Shift. That's just like...
Well, just teleport slightly at an angle and then just come around him.
Yeah, but the thing is, how that always needs a few moments to recharge, and is Titus able to get in a few shots during that recharge?
I don't know because I've never played these Metroid games, so I'm just.
But personally, I think Samus could win it, but at the end of the day, Titus just needs to get lucky once, whereas Samus needs to get lucky quite a few times, and so he probably comes out of it heavily damaged, but eventually either through shooting his gun or managing to just grab a hold of her, Titus wins at that point.
Okay, so we're giving it to Titus based on probability.
I would say so, but is anybody arguing with that?
I think. I think you give it to Titus, yeah, on probability. I think because I mean it's sort of like Titus is sort of the equivalent to a boss battle for Samus, right? Where they're the sort of the weaker opponent in the fight. And in a video game you get respawns, but in this battle you don't. And it's do you beat the boss on the first go?
Yeah, and I'd say Space Marine would be one of the most powerful things Samus has ever fought. Maybe the Metroid Prime might be more powerful, but most Samus bosses, I would say, wouldn't be as powerful as a Space Marine.
No,
because I don't think Ridley is as good as a Space Marine, for example, and he's often the second to last boss in Metroid games. Yeah, so I think we're going Titus there.
I think it's Titus. Yeah. I'm happy to say Titus. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So next round we have Paul Atreides from Dune. So Paul is from the House Atreides, and he is somebody who's well trained in combat arts, not necessarily a master of them, but knows how to do it. He survived the deserts of Arrakis, one of the most inhospitable places in the world. He is an addict of spice, and spice has allowed him to have premonitions into the future. So he kind of knows what's going to happen depending on what actions he takes. And he will be against a Triffid. So a Triffid is a creature which is more like a plant, which people in the Day of the Triffids, which is a book and a BBC TV series, are milked for their oil, which can be used in all sorts of industrial capacities. But when they break free, they are able to sting people and kill people with their stingers that come out of the top of them. And they will be fighting where, Lily?
The Liberator.
On the Liberator. The Liberator is the ship from Blake 7, which is a semi-sentient ship. It's very large, it has a massive flight deck, it has all sorts of special rooms and things like that. And let's see for special conditions. Paul Atreides, no special conditions. Triffid, no special conditions. And no special victory conditions either. So it's just a straight-up fight on the Liberator.
Okay. Dylan, can Paul use Zen?
What? Well, Zen only responds to recognized voice patterns.
But how do we know he isn't a recognized voice? He can do the voice. He could command Zen to work because he can use the voice.
That's true. Yeah, so if for those who don't know, in Dune, there's a thing called the voice you can use to make people obey your commands, and I can imagine the same kind of thing would work on Zen because it would kind of sound like a registered voice.
Yeah, I was going to say, will the voice work on the Triffid? Because if the voice works on the Triffid,
I don't think the voice would work on the Triffid because Triffids don't really they don't sense in the same way. But I think it would work on Zen.
If it could work on Zen, you could just tell
Zen's
Zen
the computer, by the way.
Just kill the Triffid. Just like blow all the air out and launch it into space. Shit.
I would have to say that Triffids are only really dangerous in Day of the Triffids because most people are blind.
Yeah,
people who can see can fairly easily avoid Triffids, unless there's like a horde of them.
Yeah, they're plants. They're static plants, right? They're kind of.
It's not like they move quickly, is it? It's just like a slow thing. It's like that thing in Austin Powers where the guy sees like the steamroller going towards him, but it's like really slow. You could just get out of the way. You could get out of the way of him, and plus you can see him coming because he's got prescience.
Yeah, so he'd know what actions were likely to lead to his doom. He used the voice on Zen, probably ask him to give him a gun, and then just shoot the Triffid. Triffid's dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, I think it's that. To be honest.
I guess so. A victory for Paul Atreides. So we're starting to run out of new ones to introduce, and so we won't have to do all the introductions after a couple more rounds.
We need to do this every time.
Right. So our next match is going to have a polymorph. So polymorphs are from the Red Dwarf universe. They are able to feed on the negative energies from different people and use that to kind of power themselves. And he will be against Kurt Avon, who we've already introduced.
Ooh.
And so where will they be fighting?
Where are they fighting?
War room in the Pentagon.
So they're in the war room in the Pentagon.
A very small environment.
You can't fight here. This is the war room.
All right. Can I read the quote for the polymorph on the Red Dwarf wiki once we've set conditions?
Yes. So the polymorph will have a special weapon, Lily.
Bear with. Have we had that?
Yeah, we'll go with one we haven't had. So what's the next one down?
A power suit.
Oh, so the polymorph has Samus's power suit. And Avon, no special conditions. No special victory conditions.
Okay, so it says on the wiki, this creature inside is extremely hostile. It feeds off the human psyche, seeks out the deranged, the unbalanced, and the emotionally crippled. I would count Kurt Avon amongst the emotionally crippled.
Definitely.
And the deranged.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's unfortunately, as much as I love Avon, he has a lot of dark shit going on. Especially, like, it depends what season we're talking, but especially as later on it gets.
Yeah, I feel it's always there though, from the very beginning.
Yeah, but it gets worse, and I feel like the polymorph would have a lot to feed on. And as much as Avon is probably one of the best characters in all of sci-fi,
I know very little about Blake 7. What I do know is everyone is very negative, from what I gather.
Well, they're
There's
all
some
very
positive
complicated
people,
characters.
There's
Yeah,
some positive people, but
negative.
they all die in horrible ways. So
So I feel like anything that feeds off negativity is going to do well against someone from that universe.
Well, we also if
Yeah.
we're talking about the
cheers
the
on your
polymorph
break.
has the power suit. I think the polymorph does better without the power suit because it's a shapeshifter, right?
Yeah, I think it doesn't
it's
know
like
how to
the
use the
thing.
power suit.
It's like the thing, but it doesn't. It can transform into physical objects as well, right? It's not limited to organisms like the thing is. So it's got even more sort of disguise
But
capability.
What I would say though is the Red Dwarf crew managed to defeat this, and Kurt
And they're
Avon is a
stupid.
lot cleverer,
Yeah,
more resourceful,
that's
and like experienced in these type of situations than
You
the
know
Red
what?
Dwarf
You know what,
crew.
Dylan? The argument that the Red Dwarf crew beat it is totally meant like it's not winning.
Yeah.
Avon wins.
Yeah.
Because
And
there's
that-
no
and that-
way.
Are they as
And-
negative as a collective as he is?
It's just
Oh
fucking
no,
stupid.
no,
Yes.
oh no, the polymorph would have loads to feed on, but Avon,
especially in the Pentagon War Room.
yeah, but Avon,
Yeah, I mean,
he
it's got
knows what he's
Americans,
doing. He's very
Yeah.
clever. He would instantly be able to spot the object it had disguised itself as.
Yeah, and
Well,
I think
we also-
I think Avon's very good at disconnecting from his emotions as well. So he probably might not let them influence his behavior as much as, say, the Red Dwarf crew.
Yeah, I think I've got to agree that it would be while the polymorph would be licking its lips, Avon would instantly be able to tell it's, to be honest, quite feeble deceptions. Because remember,
And-
part of the humor in that episode is the fact they don't notice the obvious, like, bogus objects.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
that good at hiding itself.
Yeah, and Avon has a gun, so
Yeah, I mean, the polymorph would also have access to, like, Samus's gun. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's trying to hide itself. It probably doesn't know how to well operate a power suit, so I think we just
the
discount
polymorph
that.
Isn't is a creature of instinct, right? It's not clever, really.
I think Avon would
and it,
outsmart it.
and it wouldn't be able to disguise itself if it was in that suit. So I think he'd probably figure out, where it is.
Yeah, if it's bound by the suit, it can't disguise itself.
But
would
I don't
say.
think it could even use the suit. I think it would just leave that.
Okay, well then, but I'm still giving it to Kerr Avon. I
Yeah,
think.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have much argument.
I mean, we've went with brawn over brains for most of these, but I think this is one of the times where brains beats brawn. So Avon is through. So our next matchup is a tripod Martian from the War of the Worlds universe. So Martians from War of the Worlds, they operate giant things called tripods, which can destroy entire streets. They are that powerful. But the aliens inside them are quite weak, and in fact are eventually defeated by the common cold. And he will be against the Thing in which location?
Space Command.
So in Space Command, that is the headquarters of the Federation's military in Blake 7.
so
And
Serverland's space
So
station.
the tripod
Yeah.
Martian doesn't fucking fit in there then.
yeah, the
Yeah.
tripod Martian is fit, so he's going to have to come out of his tripod.
Oh,
Wait,
well.
are we talking about the tripod itself or the Martian inside?
The Martian inside of it.
If the
Well, then the
location
Martian-
allows for the Martian to be in the tripod, then it's in the tripod.
Yeah,
But
he
if
has
it
his
doesn't, then
tripod, but
not.
it's like parked.
Well,
here.
well, if he's got to get out of his tripod, he'll just get sick and die straight away. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the special circumstances could change everything, Harry. So 3, which is special weapon for the Martian.
A special weapon.
What does the Martian have?
A Scorpio gun.
So Scorpio guns. So they're the guns from the final season of Blake 7. They have a few different
fucked.
settings.
It's
Are any
absolutely
of them
fucked.
fire?
And the Thing
No,
also has a special weapon.
A flamethrower.
So the
Oh
Thing
my
is
God.
armed with its
Oh my
own
God.
arch nemesis. I imagine the Thing's probably just putting that in the airlock and jettisoning it into
Okay.
space.
I was
think-
going to say, can the Martian pick up the flamethrower?
I think the Thing is too clever to let that happen. It's gonna get.
Yeah,
it's either
I
going to be
think-
able to use it or get rid of it.
I think the Martians, predisposition to catching bacterial infections. This means it's just going to get infected by the Thing or killed by the Thing,
Yeah.
like pretty much straight away.
Yeah,
If it was
rip
still in,
the Martian.
if it was still in its tripod, I'd say it had a chance and a pretty good chance at that, but it's not in its tripod.
Well, I
so
think that the
rip.
conceit with the Thing in this game is that it's going to be disguised as something from the location. So it's probably going to be disguised as like a Federation guard, so it can easily blend in. And the tripod Martian is getting arrested the moment it's seen. Once it's in a cell, all alone, the thing goes in, kills it, if it's not dead already from disease.
Yeah.
The thing has won this roundly. It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so there we go. The thing goes through. And next up is Optimus Prime. He is the leader of is it the Octagons?
Autobots.
Autobots.
The Octagon.
I don't know. I'm not
Optimus
really a big
Prime,
Transformers guy. You suggested Transformers. Leader of the Autobots, who are like the goodies in Transformers. He can transform into a vehicle. Is it like a tank or something? Or...
There's like the front of a lorry, basically.
Technically,
The
they
front
can
of a lorry.
transform into like anything that they sort of scan.
Yeah,
But
but
he's
can
he's
they?
in the front of a he's a lorry.
He's iconically a truck, like a truck.
Okay, yeah, so he can transform into a
Yeah.
vehicle, basically. And he's quite clever and quite gallant. Would you say that's a decent characterization?
He has a big sword sometimes that he can use.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's not very gallant in the third film of the Michael Bay ones. He's just like
Yeah, well, I think we're going
Maybe
with
people in
animated
Cold Blood.
Transformers rather than Michael Bay
I've never seen the
Transformers.
animated Transformers.
I have seen it when I was little. I remember it being better. And he's going to be against a Predator.
I mean, Optimus Prime.
I
is
think
short and stuff.
Optimus Prime is like what, like 20 foot tall?
Well,
Like,
let's
how
see.
big is he?
Optimus Prime
Let's
is a
see.
big robot.
Victory conditions. No variables for Optimus
Do you
Prime.
not want to place?
Oh, yeah, we need his place, actually.
Clen
Yeah.
Dathu?
Oh, Clen Dathu. So that is from what's the name? Starship Troopers. It's the planet from
Yeah.
Starship Troopers with all of the spidery
bugs.
aliens on, all the bugs.
The boat.
So it's,
I
so
mean-
it's a generic planet that that
Yeah.
Optimus Prime has been on before, Predator's been on before, so it's not really a...
Yeah, so there's no special conditions for Optimus Prime, but the Predator is going to have a variable.
Which one?
That's the second to last tab.
You mean the fourth one?
Yeah, but it's also the second to last. I feel both
Oh my
descriptions
God.
are true.
Just call it the fourth one. He's hungover.
The Predator is hungover. He had too much to drink last
Okay,
night. Too much alien grog.
Does Optimus Prime have the
Oh!
ability to see the Predator when
Wait.
he's invisible?
Wait. Everything's just been changed. I've rolled the D10. That is a special victory condition.
Which is...
Gay chicken.
Gay chicken. They're going to be having a game of gay chicken against each
Oh,
other.
right.
So
So
gay.
we're arguing who's
Right.
the less homophobic fighter here? Who's
I mean,
okay with
What-
kissing a dude?
What? No, I think it could get all the way to fucking.
What?
Has Optimus canonically been gay? Do
Yeah.
you know
Well,
this?
so basically,
I
gay
can
chicken is
provide
whoever
proof.
chickens
I
out
can provide
first as
proof.
you strip and start touching each other.
Are
I
you
can
speaking
provide
from
proof that Optimus
experience?
is a very strong
quiet,
ally,
woman.
at least.
Please go on. Please explain Optimus's allyship.
There's a comic where, like, I don't know if it's a fan comic or not. Optimus Prime is like, I respect people regardless of identity.
Does that mean
Yeah,
he's
I
willing to? Does that mean he's willing to be a
Yes.
top or a bottom though? What does that mean?
I definitely think I mean, he's a robot. He doesn't care.
What about predators? Are
I
they
think
homophobic?
Probably.
I don't
Hang on, let me
know.
Google that.
I think the Predator has a vagina mouth though. So
Is the Predator?
is it really good?
How do Autobots procreate? Do we actually know this? Do they?
Oh, they just made?
No,
I
they
mean,
sort of.
I've got to think. Yeah, I think I've got to agree that regardless of if predators are homophobic or not, just Optimus Prime through just not caring at all about sexuality.
The film isn't, not the. I mean,
Yeah.
the film isn't, but we don't know if the Predator is.
Optimus Prime would defeat you with like.
Yeah.
Like he would kill you in gay chicken.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Wouldn't Optimus Prime just?
Yeah, like he's
crush you?
swiped aside by his like phallic, electronic cock.
Oh my god.
Christ. Yeah, Optimus Prime wins.
Yeah, Optimus, because at the end of the day, Predator comes from a biological species who procreate probably through sex. So you got to think, even if he's pretty chill about the whole thing, eventually it's going to get too much and too embarrassing for him. Whereas Optimus Prime,
The joke's gone
not
too
going to
far.
stop, doesn't care.
If you tell
Get
Optimus
Optimus-
Prime Megatron's hiding in your ass, he's all in. He's going in there. He's diving
Oh,
deep.
Christ. Yeah, go for that. Yeah.
I think
Optimus-
Optimus wins.
Yeah, Optimus Prime wins.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if there's an argument to be made over anybody winning that, but
I know some definitely like
Oh yeah, I mean, Darth
Whoever
Vader is
wins,
probably
we
a homophobe.
lose.
Let's be honest.
I'm trying to think of a good one to make a joke that definitely would lose. The Seventh Doctor definitely would lose.
Right, so our next matchup is Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
Woohoo!
He is the captain of the spaceship Enterprise in the Starship Enterprise. I knew I was saying something wrong.
Oh my God.
He has travelled the universe. He's beat up aliens, and he is quite a gallant and thoughtful commander who's can
He
also
gets
be
a lot
quite
of pussy.
brash.
He gets a lot of pussy as well.
Yeah, and he
I
gets
think that's important.
mad pussy. That is true.
See, he'd
That-
lose.
If that's the victory condition, he's won then, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right, and he'll be against a Dalek. Where will they be fighting, Lily?
Hadley's Hope.
Hadley's Hope. Oh,
don't
what
know
what
what
is
that
that
is.
again?
So that's the plan. That's the planet from Aliens.
That's
That-
Aliens,
Oh yes,
the aliens.
yes,
by the
that's Planet from Aliens.
Yeah.
Sam got a
Right, so it's
point.
infested with aliens. Bear in mind.
I mean,
Right.
I think the Dalek wins.
Well, Captain
This
Kirk
is
has a
just
special
fair,
weapon.
like-
Is it his cock?
yes.
Just saying.
Isn't
A
it always?
bolt gun.
Yeah, so that's a bolt gun
Oh,
from Space
okay.
Marine.
Well, hang
I-
on now.
I
Yeah,
don't know
okay.
if you'd even be able to pick it up, mind, because
You wouldn't
that's
be
a
able to
Space
lift it.
Marine
Big
weapon.
gun.
He can
pick
with
it
the
up
with
power,
the Dalek.
power of his.
No special conditions, and no special victory conditions. So there we go. On Hadley's Hope, full of aliens, Captain Kirk with a bolt gun versus a Dalek.
I think the Dalek's going to exterminate him before he even lifts up the gun.
He
I
could
mean-
put it on the floor and just shoot it from the floor and just pull the trigger with his whole
Yeah,
hand.
that's less. That's less.
But they're not going to
The Dalek
start
would just
in
stop and take
exactly
shot.
the same location here, though, are they? They're going to have to try and find each other. And I
Well,
think...
Yeah, but-
I mean, So if Kirk has to look for the Dalek, he's not going to be able to bring the gun with him because the gun's too heavy. Or he's going to
No.
be dragging it behind him.
No, yeah,
and
but
then
Captain
he'll be
Kirk is
dragging
very
it.
clever. He's very resourceful. He beat
shoot him.
Captain Kirk beat the Gorn just using like the resources that were in that area of
power
that
of his
fucking middle
fist.
fucking nowhere. Yeah,
Also,
in
if
the
it's the
middle of
alien
nowhere.
homeworld, if it's the alien homeworld,
It's not the alien homeworld. It's Hadley's
Oh.
Hope. It's just a colony.
Right.
They are
Yeah.
there.
Well,
To
they're
be
there.
honest, the alien's not going to discriminate between Kirk and the Dalek. Right?
Yeah,
'Cause they're
it
both,
might depend on
organic,
who-
So it's gonna
I
be.
don't
Well,
think-
no, I think aliens would
the
be
Dalek
more
survives
interesting
longer.
Captain Kirk because he's a possible incubator for more aliens,
Yeah.
whereas a Dalek isn't.
I don't think
Also,
the aliens
Dalek
would be
survives
at all
longer.
interested in the Dalek.
I think they'd try and kill the Dalek, but I don't. But they wouldn't.
No,
but
no,
they'd go
because
straight
like,
for
in
Kirk.
The, like when the Marines were in the hive, the aliens only started attacking them when they burnt the chest burster. So they only attack if there's
I
a
mean,
reason to attack.
The Dalek will probably shoot any alien it sees.
So
but
that's
I feel
true.
like the Daleks
Captain
would
Kirk's
still
probably going to be
last
trying to
longer.
keep a low profile away from the aliens, whereas the Dalek,
Yeah,
as
but
soon as
they'll-
it
they'll
sees
see-
evidence of
they'll-
other
they'll
life,
see
it's going to try and
I,
kill it.
I think Captain Kirk would set a trap for the Dalek because he's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what he
but
did to the
alien-
Gorn.
I think the aliens get to him and use him as an incubator before.
Yeah, but
he
he
has
could
time
run,
to
he
set
could just
trap.
run away from. He could
I
just run
think-
away from the colony
I
and set a
think
trap outside of it. where
This
the aliens
needs a
don't go.
roll. I think we need a roll to see if Captain Kirk knows about the aliens. Because I
Given
think that'll make
Kirk's
a difference.
virility, can we not argue that what happens is Kirk reverse impregnates the aliens and in fact spawns more Kirk instead of.
Sure.
Kirk knows about
Kirk
the
would
aliens.
definitely
That's the
try.
result of the dice roll.
He knows about the aliens. Okay, right. I think that. I think
Does Kirk have a phaser?
Yeah, he has a
Yes,
phaser.
everybody has
If
comes
Phaser
equipped.
does much against a Dalek or an alien.
The bolt
It
gun
could
would
do
kill
much
him.
against-
I think
do
it
against
stuns
an
an
alien.
alien. I think it stuns an alien.
Yeah, I think it stuns an alien, not a Dalek, though.
The
Yeah,
phasers
okay,
in
but-
Star Trek are they've got different settings, and if you set one to maximum, it can fucking disintegrate a human being.
Also,
So
question, Dylan: does Kirk have to be able to pick up the bolt gun to fire it? Can he still pull the trigger whilst it's lying on the ground?
What?
yeah,
You wouldn't have very good aim, but
Well, you could,
you
yeah, I
could
know, but, like-
theoretically do that, I suppose.
So you could manipulate the Dalek to be in front.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
the
look,
barrel
it's
when
very
you
heavy
pull
and
the-
very big, but it's not like that. I mean, it'd be like a toddler, like carrying an AK-47. It's unwieldy, but it is possible.
I think what's going to happen
can
is he'll try
Captain
and
Kirk
test the bolt. He'll try and fire the bolt gun. That will anger the aliens, and then he's just swarmed.
Well,
can
Captain
Captain Kirk pick
Kirk.
up a pulse gun, a pulse rifle from the environment?
Yeah, there'll be pulse rifles there probably because the security forces would have left it. But the problem is they're probably all going to be where all the aliens are because they would have been dragged back to the lair.
Okay.
Also, for him to position the gun into position, he has to hope the Dalek doesn't sneak up behind him.
I think what's also key here is how do the aliens get into the Dalek casing? Because they have the acid blood, right?
I
But
mean,
you have to make them bleed, whereas a Dalek's gun doesn't make them bleed. Kirk can
Yeah.
make them bleed, but that's it. The Dalek could kill them without making them bleed, which I think is a big thing.
That's
I think
true.
the alien, but the aliens have demonstrated before that they have the intelligence to rip open another alien to get inside something.
I
True,
think
true.
I think a swarm of aliens could kill a Dalek pretty easily.
So neither side wins. The aliens win.
Well, no, but like you got to think who would manage. Like, so Captain Kirk knows about the aliens. He knows that he's probably not going to be able to kill this Dalek. Does he lead the Dalek into a trap where it ends up in the aliens' lair? Like maybe kind of making the Dalek chase him there, then running away and hiding.
I think the Dalek gets a shot off.
I think
before
he's
able to
resourceful
run.
enough to do that.
I mean, I think that's possible.
Yeah, I think it's going to need a dice roll to decide this.
I think the alien sort of has made it. Yeah, I can't choose. I cannot choose who's winning.
Unless an alien is like injured and like bleeding out acid, I don't think the Dalek loses here.
Well,
Hang
but
on, could-
the
can-
thing is,
can
what I would
Kirk
say
do
is
what?
the difference is the Dalek. This is just a basic Dalek. It's like it's just going there to kill. It's not really thinking that hard about anything. It's not really that cunning. Whereas Captain Kirk, he has cunning. He knows about the location. He's going to be able to use
about the
resources in
alien.
the environment.
Knows about
Even
the
the
alien.
basic ones can be very cunning.
Can Kirk do what she does in Alien versus Predator and create himself some alien armor or alien weaponry by cutting open a? What the fuck does she do in Alien versus Predator? Does anybody remember?
I think the Predator does that for her.
Ah, right, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
well.
the Dalek ain't doing that for Kirk.
Well, I mean, I can see somebody arguing that the Dalek manages to kind of corner him and shoot him, but I do think that Kirk would try and lead it into a trap and then get the aliens to kind of kill it for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe,
that's
but
what
I
he
just
would
still
do.
I still think the Dalek shooting first is the more likely answer.
Well, I think we should do a roll for that then. Does the Dalek manage to shoot him while Captain Kirk's leading him into the trap? 1 and 2 is yes. 3 or 4 is no.
Roll it.
Right. Kirk doesn't get shot.
Oh, okay, right. So then, are we
Okay,
giving
that
it?
was my argument. Okay,
Are we giving it to
doesn't-
Kirk? Are we giving it to Kirk now since he's successfully lured the Dalek
Yeah.
into the trap?
Yeah, because
okay,
Daleks
Kirk
don't have
is-
perfect aim. You can see them missing a couple of shots down like a quite
Oh, we've
cluttered
seen
corridor.
the Jodie Whittaker Christmas one where they're shooting them down.
Yeah, I
like
mean
a
they can't. Yeah, they can't even
corridor.
shoot like 50 shots and hit one target in a tiny corridor, according to that. Anyway.
Yeah, but then we've also seen Dalek where it gets a lot of shots off.
Yeah, but that's against overconfident like grunts, whereas this is Captain
I
Kirk.
know,
And
who's
they're
clever.
American.
He's American.
Yeah, so I think personally, I vote Kirk.
I'm going Kirk.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
vote Kirk.
I mean,
Right,
I'm not going to
Kirk it is.
argue it. Like,
Well, I
Kirk
can
is
see your point of
progressed.
view, but I do think that and this is a close one, just his like guile manages to
yeah, I mean,
get him
if
through.
he dodges the shots, he's fine. Like to lure the Dark in the trap. It's just if the Dalek does
Yeah.
get shot off.
And I think we did a dice roll, and that's fair. It was about probably a 50-50 chance of him getting shot, but ultimately he gets
Yeah,
through.
this is not going to be my DMAT gun moment.
Right, so our next one, we have the Borg. They are basically the Cybermen, but in Star Trek, and want to absorb everybody in their hyperlogical, half-human, half-machine, or half-alien, half-machine race. And he will, one of them will be against a T-1000. Where will they be fighting, Lily?
The Death Zone.
In the Death Zone, so the Death Zone from the 5 Doctors. So all of the different things that are there. So the Borg has an ally.
I forgot this is
Yeah.
touchscreen. Servalan.
Servalan is the Borg's ally.
Oh shit.
And the T-1000 also has an ally.
E.T.
E.T. is the T-1000's ally. So I don't think E.T.'s doing a whole lot there.
ET's not going to be much help. I guess
E.T.
ET could use his probe finger to inspire friendship.
got a
Oh,
healing ability.
for those who don't know, Servalan is from Blake 7, and she is first the leader of the Federation's
Jacqueline
military,
Pease.
and then the president. Even though she's quite pampered in a lot of ways, she's extremely cunning and knows how to survive, and isn't afraid of shooting
Yeah.
people. Oh, special victory conditions. I'll just quickly roll for
Special
that.
victory
No.
condition. So
And what's the location?
The Death Zone.
Okay.
I reckon the T-1000 could throw ET hard enough through the Borg.
I think,
Yeah, but
I think the
yeah, but-
T-1000 is winning. The Borg are they're adaptable, right? And there's a lot of them, and that's their strength.
Yeah,
Single Borg is not that.
But the Borg have the power to influence machinery by just touching it.
But
Yeah,
there's not
would
much
it get close
machinery in the Death Zone, unless somehow he's going to, like...
The T-1000 is machinery.
Yeah, but he'd
I'd-
have to get close.
I don't think he gets close. I think the T-1000 again. It's like, let's say the T-1000 is in their cop uniform with their sidearm. I think a regular
let's make
human
this
gun
interesting.
kills one Borg because it hasn't adapted to the bullets yet.
Which bit of the Death Zone are they in? Are they in the bit like the?
Well, they're
weird
just the
Dalek
entire
tunnel?
thing. So they spawn in different bits of the Death Zone.
Does
And then...
one of them accidentally run into the Raston Warrior robot?
Right, well, let's do a roll for both characters then. So 4, they run into the robot. So if this is for the Borg, doesn't. This is for the T-1000, doesn't.
Okay.
So I
that
think
was
we
probably
need
the Borg's
to
only
keep
chance.
into account Servalan here, because obviously Servalan, she's the only person who's really going to be able to think imaginatively here in this fight between two robots. And,
Yeah.
she might be able to kind of advise the Borg on setting a trap for the T-1000. But is there any kind of trap that you think might be able to kill a T-1000 in the Death Zone that a Borg would be capable of doing?
They had to like
The
smelt it
chessboard.
down. Yeah,
True.
but they had to smelt down the T-1000.
But the chessboard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the
possible.
chessboard's electric. That probably does more damage to the Borg than it does to the.
And I think that kills both a Borg and a T-1000.
It killed a Cyberman.
Yeah, I think that would kill a
Cybermen are pretty
T-1000.
weak.
But the question is, well, let's see if they find it first. So, 4, they find it. 1 to 3, they don't. So they don't find that location.
Okay, the fucked.
I think the T-1000 throws ET at the Borg hard enough to go through the Borg.
Yeah, I don't see a way
I
through for the
agree.
Borg. We've kind of
No,
exhausted most of the locations there could be a trap.
Okay, Dylan, can you roll on this? The Borg is able to touch the T-1000 because if he's able to do that, I think it could like fuck
It's
with his
very low
machinery.
Okay, I think that's a 1 in 10 chance rather than a 1 in 4 chance.
Okay.
So that's got to be a 10 on this D10. No. I think T-1000.
Yeah, the Borg. Fundamentally, a Borg. The conditions haven't changed enough for the Borg to have a shot. I don't think.
Even with a tactical ally, the T-1000 is basically unstoppable.
Yeah.
I've got to go T-1000.
I also think the T-1000 is the only thing that's going to be able to stop the Thing later on in this battle.
I back Vader against the Thing.
No.
Right, well,
We'll
let's
find out
give that
soon
one
enough.
to the T-1000. Okay, our next one. I think this is our final character to be introduced, is a Xenomorph from the Alien franchise. And we kind of already introduced them because they were in Hadley's Hope. But basically, for those who don't know, they're ambush predators. They're one of the most superior life forms. They're able to hunt and kill humans very efficiently. They're almost insect-like and are very efficient. They can crawl through confined spaces. They have very good sensory perception. They can work out where people are. They're like the perfect predator, basically. And that will be taking on Darth Vader. Where will they be taking on Darth Vader, Lily?
The bus from.
Well, hang on. Let's wait for the weapons in the
bus
location
from
and
midnight.
the
That is not good for the Xenomorph.
Maybe the conditions might give an advantage. Who's to
Right.
say? Probably
The
not,
Xenomorph
unless Darth Vader's paralyzed.
Gets a special weapon.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No.
No, it is that one. Yeah?
No, it isn't.
Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, is that one it? No, this one?
No.
I don't think it matters what weapons Xenomorph
Yeah,
gets, 'cause it's not going to be able to use it.
What's going on? We're missing one of the tabs.
Hang on.
Did you accidentally delete one of the tabs?
How do I get it back?
Oh, okay. Just give it 1 second.
No,
will
no,
you?
no, hang on.
You're not going to be able to get it back like this. Unless, well, you can try that. And that might work.
Hang on. There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
the one. Okay, yes, go on then.
See? Listen to women. A Strider sword.
So it's going to have a Strider sword. So that's from the video game Strider. And a Strider sword is basically like a massive blade, even like that's kind of electronic, even more devastating than a lightsaber that can kind of launch a blade, like electronic blade, like quite a few feet in front of you.
I don't think the Xenomorph would know how to use a weapon.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
kind of agree with that. And Darth Vader will have an ally. Who will be Darth Vader's ally?
V.
V from V for Vendetta. So
Oh,
V,
he's fucked. The
V from
Xenomorph
V
is
for Vendetta
fucked, yeah.
is biologically enhanced and is a killing machine. He has much better both reactions and skills with weapons. He prefers to use daggers where he can, but is proficient in many different types of weapons. He is very cunning, very skilled, very adept, and him and Darth Vader on a very small, cramped location where the alien has nowhere to hide, it is toast. Unless-
I also think also,
Special victory
I
conditions.
think this-
There is a special victory condition.
Okay.
Ooh.
We've done that.
Is it
Climbing
gay chicken
Mount
again?
Everest.
Oh dear! Climbing
What's
Mount
the condition?
The
Everest.
Xenomorph. The
I mean-
Xenomorph. Easy.
What?
I feel like they both could climb Mount Everest.
Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Darth
but-
Vader lives in like an echo, like is like in a insulation suit, so the air and stuff is
Yeah.
fine for him and things like that.
Yeah, but
Same
the
with the
Xenomorph doesn't
Xenomorph.
need to breathe. The Xenomorph doesn't need to breathe. It can
Yeah, but
survive in space.
both of them make it to the top.
Yeah,
I
but
think
the
the
Xenomorph
Xenomorph's
gets there
faster
first.
because Darth Vader's
The
not
Xenomorph will
really
get
a
there
runner.
first.
Yeah, the Xenomorph is faster.
Oh, it's a race. Okay, I thought it was just. Oh yeah. Well then, yeah, no, the Xenomorphs. Darth Vader's not very
Yeah.
fucking athletic.
Not very quick. He's not
He
very
could
agile.
he
is
could do it. It would just take a long time. Whereas
He would just walk slowly up. I mean, unless he could probably. I'm trying to think, how far could he force propel himself?
Yeah, but like
I mean, full speed is a power. I
Yeah,
just
but only
don't
like
know
short
how
bursts.
long you can do it for. Yeah.
yeah, short burst. You need a long rest.
Does,
Like
Yeah.
does Vader have his TIE advance?
his what?
what?
His TIE fighter.
Oh, he doesn't. Well, he
No.
doesn't get
No,
shit.
no, no,
No,
he doesn't-
no, that's
He's
cheating.
on,
Okay.
he's on foot. He's
I thought I'd check.
Also, I think it depends on what kind of Xenomorph it is, because
Just
there's
one
the
from Alien
warriors, the
1.
drones.
I
Okay.
mean,
Oh, well, that could
Vader
easily do
can
it.
theoretically use the Force to push himself up the mountain. I just don't know how far.
Yeah,
he
but
can
not
theoretically
very
push
fast.
himself.
Yeah, I
The
think this
Xenomorph,
was a
like,
dead
is very
cert for
agile.
Darth Vader before that special
Damn it.
victory condition rule.
I shouldn't have reminded you.
Yeah.
I think the trend with these special victory conditions is that it just turns it on its head for the definite winner. Apart from Optimus Prime, actually.
Could V get to the top first? Does it have to be Vader
No.
again?
A V,
No way.
I think, would probably be slightly quicker than Darth Vader, but obviously V does need oxygen, so that might
Yeah.
slow him down towards the top. But a Xenomorph, it's it's very
Faster.
quick, very agile, and doesn't need air.
Yeah.
It's going to be
And-
absolutely
Yeah,
fine on Mount Everest.
Yeah.
What if there's an avalanche?
Well, I mean, it's
I
possible.
feel like
but
Darth
there's-
Vader can. I feel like Darth Vader can protect himself against avalanches.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to make Vader win. I'm trying to think of what could
Vader
happen.
is not getting his old crippled ass up that. He's not even getting to the top of that mountain. Sorry, he's not getting there.
Yeah,
No.
but if there's an avalanche, the alien ends
Darth
up back at
Vader.
the bottom of road in snow.
Yeah, but the Xenomorph could avoid the avalanche.
I don't
Yeah.
think a Xenomorph can avoid.
It's got to be the Xenomorph.
Yeah, but the
it's got to be.
Yeah, the Xenomorph. Yeah,
Okay, I tried.
Right.
not hard enough.
I think Darth Vader is going to be a favorite in the losers bracket, but just
Yeah.
by that special victory condition rule, he is going into the losers bracket with
He's
the
out.
Xenomorph
Yeah,
going
he's-
through. I'm going to quickly go to the toilet, and then we will continue. And now that we've introduced all the characters, and we have some of the first losers to go through before heading into the quarterfinals of the winners. I'll be back in about a minute.
We're gonna have to entertain the chat.
Do you think you could beat a xenomorph to the top of Mount Everest?
No, I don't think I could make it to the top of Mount Everest.
I couldn't get a base camp at Mount Everest. Never mind. Never mind the actual peak.
I'd need a lot of oxygen.
Oh my god. So what else have we got? So the quarterfinals is Kerr versus Titus, The Thing versus Optimus Prime, Captain Kirk versus Paul Atreides.
I'm not sure about the Thing versus the Thing versus
Yeah.
Optimus Prime is.
Actually, Optimus Prime probably wins that.
Then we have the T-1000 versus the Xenomorph, which I think, well,
I think the T-1000's winning that.
I think that's a comic.
it's not
Who
a
wins in
Mega
the
Drive game. T-1000 versus the Xenomorph.
It feels
Who,
like
who
a
wins in
comic.
the comic? I think the T-1000 will win against the
Yeah,
Xenomorph.
I'm just going to type in Terminator versus Alien and see if anything.
I mean,
comes up.
it would actually depend
Oh,
on,
no,
on
sorry,
the
it
acid. On
is
the acid,
technically a comic.
wouldn't it?
It is technically a comic. It's Alien versus Predator versus the Terminator.
Okay. I mean, the acid for blood with the how would that affect the T-1000?
Well, we'll
Well,
get
the
at that if they have a fight together. Well, actually, I think
They
are
do
gonna
have a
fight
fight
They do
together,
have a
though.
fight
Yeah,
together.
they do.
Let's see the bracket.
But that's
That's the
not the
song
next
for-
match, though, so we need to push
No,
that
no,
phone line
no.
to the moment. For our next match, we have a Triffid versus Mad Max. What location are they in, Lily?
The Titanic.
The Titanic, while it's sinking, so they've got about an hour and a half before the Titanic sinks in which to kill one or the other. So the Triffid has an ally. That could make the difference for the Triffid.
Doom Guy.
Doom Guy is helping
Okay,
out
it's
the
over.
Triffid.
It's
Doom
over.
Guy is from the Doom games. He has killed entire hordes from hell, almost taking on all of hell itself. He has proficient in many massive weapons as well as close quarters combat. He is adept at killing demons. He is a strong ally.
I mean, I don't think it matters, but what gun does Doom Guy have?
Let's say he just has a shotgun. I think it'd be overpowered
Okay.
on the BFG.
I think Doom Guy could just crush Mad Max's head with his hand.
Well, hold it right there, Harry, because Mad Max also has an ally. Who is his ally, Lily? So wait, you don't need to refresh it each time. Just go down to one we haven't had yet.
Holly.
So Holly from Red Dwarf is assisting Mad Max. So he's like his eyes in the sky. He's able to tell what's
Holly's
going on
not
around him.
assisting then. So there's no assistance to be found here then.
I mean, Holly could guide Mad Max through the Titanic and just tell him how to get off, and
Yes.
then just let the Triffid and Think sink.
So essentially, Mad Max, he will be able to know the layout of the Titanic and what's going on everywhere, because Holly will be able to tell him.
Yeah. And is there any special victory condition?
No special victory conditions. So this, I think Doom Guy's really changed this. I don't think the Triffid's going to present Mad Max with any trouble, but
I think Mad Max loses his mind just by being surrounded by so much water.
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, this is a very unfamiliar location for him. Whereas Doom Guy's not going to care.
I think as long as Mad Max can avoid Doom Guy and get onto a life raft, they could just let them sink.
That is
in the
true.
Titanic and it win.
Life raft, by the way, anybody who has a little knowledge of the Titanic, the life rafts were not in short supply when the ship was beginning to sink. It was only at the end when people realized they were fucked. That, as long as Mad Max knows to get on the life raft at the beginning, he's good.
What he will do, because
Yeah.
he can talk to Holly and say, well, how long has this
Yeah.
ship got, Holly? And he'll say, well, an hour and a half.
And
for like
so-
30
so-
people
so
and they only let
Dylan-
10 on at a time.
I think you should do a roll to see if Mad Max actually meets the Triffid and Doom Guy.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of a role to see if Holly's navigation's good enough to keep him away from them.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
there's probably like a 1 in 4 chance Holly fails. So I say on a 4, he runs into them. He does not run into them.
Okay, it's one
Okay.
then.
I think he gets around Doom Guy because it's panicky. It's a full ship. I think he slips onto the fucking lifeboat
Yeah.
and just goes
And Doom
away.
Guy
Yeah.
kills loads of demons, but he's not going to be murdering innocent civilians
Gonna
to go.
drown.
No, I mean, he's just
He's
gonna
a
be
protector of
running around losing
humanity,
his mind.
ultimately. So he's not gonna be murdering innocents to find Mad Max. And Mad Max can kind of blend in, with
He's a
Holly
guy.
helping him find his way around.
He's
Yeah,
a regular guy.
yeah. I mean, his leather might look a bit out of place, but you could probably quite quickly knock somebody out and take their clothes.
I don't think anyone would be focused on that, to be honest, with the ship sinking.
Yeah, well,
And the massive murder plant that is apparently on the other deck.
Yeah. Oh.
yes,
Okay, so is
I
that
think
going-
We're
yeah,
giving
I
him
think
Mad
Holly
Max. I'm
really
giving
helps
Mad
him. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Mad Max, he has quite a strong survival instinct, so he'd be like, screw this, I'm just getting out of here. Like, why
Yeah.
even bother trying to have the fight? I can
He's
just let the
fully
water do the
prepared.
work.
He's fully prepared to abandon people to their deaths.
Yeah.
So,
So like Doom Guy and the Triffid are just vainly searching the ship as it goes underwater, while Mad Max
Yeah.
is on his way to America. Right, so that is a kind of surprise win given the ally rolls for Mad Max. So that really shows how much the environment and like an ally that's useful for that environment can have an effect.
yeah, definitely.
Right, next up
If
is
the
the
environment-
Polymorph versus the Doctor. Let's do a roll for which Doctor. It's the 10th Doctor, so David Tennant.
Nice.
So the Polymorph.
He has a lot of angst.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of
angst.
negative feelings that the Polymorph would love to gobble up. So
It just
no
needs
special circumstances for the Polymorph, and the Doctor has a variable. So we have a variable.
Oh, it's also on the TARDIS.
Oh, it's on the TARDIS they're fighting.
Oh,
that's
the
good.
Polymorph's lost.
This
Polymorph's
Yep.
lost.
No, but let's
Yeah.
see what variable.
Wishes they were somewhere.
Yeah, wishes they were somewhere else, which I think the 10th Doctor kind of does anyway. He's always, oh,
Yeah.
wishes on Gallifrey. Mm.
I
Gallifrey.
think though that the polymorph could disguise itself as an object and get away with it.
So what would happen is the polymorph would disguise itself as Rose, and the 10th Doctor would just have a mental breakdown.
Well, the thing is, the Polymorph would know about that because it has psychic abilities, so it would be able to know that
Yeah.
if I disguise
Exactly.
myself as Rose, this guy is going to go nuts.
Or if we're talking like Specials 10, Donna, which would probably break him even more.
Yeah, but then you've got to think, though, the Doctor, even in the 10th Doctor state, obviously very angsty, he still has quite a lot of mental fortitude, and even though he mopes and whines all the time, when it comes down to it, he can pull himself together for the tough situations.
The Polymorph lost the last round because we gave it to Thingy from Blake 7 that he was clever enough to sort of outthink the Polymorph because the Red Dwarf crew managed to beat it. And I feel like if he's clever enough, the Doctor is clever
The
enough.
Doctor's clever
especially
enough,
on
but
the
the difference is that Avon is utterly ruthless, whereas the Doctor is
Yeah,
not.
whether the Doctor would be ruthless enough to kill.
I think
The Doctor
would
kills
win.
all those
I think-
Rachnos.
Yeah, but
I
it can
think
make
the
him
Doctor-
feel odd about it by like disguising itself as people he loves and things like that.
I think the Doctor would eventually win, but it would take a bit longer than with Avon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I
the Doctor's
think
winning.
I think home advantage gives it to the Doctor.
Yeah, he knows the
I guess
TARDIS,
he
knows how to
could just-
navigate.
I guess he could just open the doors in flight. I'm assuming the TARDIS is in flight.
Yeah, it's a TARDIS in flight. It's not landed. Yeah, I think it's got to be the Doctor ultimately, but I do think the Polymorph probably does cause him a hell of a lot of torment before he manages
He has
to
a moment
either
of-
corner it or
Yeah.
let it fly out the TARDIS or anything like that.
He has a moment of clarity before like deciding to open the door.
Yeah, so this is one where the Doctor he has not enjoyed himself, but it is what it is. He's got managed to come over it in the end, and he goes and talks about his feelings in the cafe with Wilf afterwards.
I had to throw a shapeshifter into the sun. Made me very sad.
Right, so next up is Samus Aran versus Flash Gordon. Where are they, Lily?
Moon base.
So they are on the moon base, from the moon base. That's from the Doctor Who episode, The Moon Base. And let's see.
Nice.
So Samus Aran, no special variables. And that Flash Gordon will get a special weapon. That could change things. So I think he is the underdog in this match.
Mm.
A mech.
Oh, so he's in a mech.
My fucking god, he's in a mech? God
Yeah,
damn.
Flash Gordon is in a mech.
I mean,
So like the
there's
mech
probably
from
only one-
Aliens, the one that Ripley's in at the end.
there is probably only one room
I
in
mean-
the moon base where a mech can fit. but
Yeah,
it
so the
probably
mech
gives
would
him
actually be
width.
an encumbrance in the moon base.
Yeah, it's not very agile either. It's quite clumsy. The only reason she could
I
win.
still think like if you're in the gravitron room, the mech gives you an advantage.
Yeah, but you got to remember the moon base is small and full of all sorts of like little hidey holes that Samus would be able to get in. So Samus could kind of weave her way around the moon base
Oh,
and kind of
Special
just
can-
wait for the exact circumstance and kill Flash Gordon. There
Do we
is
have
no
a
special
special
circumstance.
condition?
No special victory conditions.
Yeah, I mean, have any of them accidentally had some sugar?
No, there was no special variables.
No, but you know, one of them just
well,
went for a drink.
they're in a life or death struggle. I don't think they're worried about the coffee.
They might want a coffee. I always want to drink at the worst possible time.
Well, I think it's got to be Samus. She's very used to this kind of environment that's kind of small, cramped. And she'd be able to kind of bide her time, find the perfect opportunity. He's only going to take a few shots to kill Flash Gordon, even if he's in his mech. Just a super missile, and that's it. History.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah, Samus.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah,
Samus
is fine.
Samus is through and loses, and that is Flash Gordon out completely. I suppose the fact that he's just
Flash Gordon has been
he's just an American
pushed into
jock.
space.
He's just an American jock, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a bit harsh on Flash Gordon. I don't know if he's like a jock. He's like a.
He's a
I think the power loader like fucks him over more because it's just so slow and clumsy. It's like really difficult to move out of the way of stuff.
Well, he could go out of it, but I still don't think that would help him ultimately.
It'd probably take him 10 minutes to fucking get out of it as well.
Right, so next up is the Predator versus Judge Dredd. I think this has actually happened in a comic as well. So where's this taking place?
Jeremy Corbyn's allotment.
So it's in Jeremy Corbyn's allotments. And the Predator has an ally.
A hive
Is it
tyrant.
Jeremy Corbyn?
Oh, right. The Predator has a hive tyrant as an ally. So for those who don't know, a hive tyrant is a tyrannid from the Warhammer 40k universe. Tyranids are like giant aliens. So kind of think like xenomorphs,
Sneaky
except
things.
the big ones, like a hive tyrant, are huge, armor-plated, near indestructible. Like, basically, it took like a massive amount of like explosives from space and then a few space marines to finish it off, like to kill one. It takes a lot.
Those
Judge
poor
Dredd?
cabbages.
Robocop's dead.
Judge Dredd has
Those
nothing.
cabbages are fucked.
Not Robocop.
I
Judge
think
Dredd. Like,
in a
yeah.
straight up fight in Jeremy Corbyn's allotment where there's not many places for the Predator to hide, Judge Dredd probably does manage to kill it, but I don't think Judge
I'm not
Dredd's
sure
able to
about
take
that,
out a
Dylan.
hive tyrant on his own.
I'm not sure about that.
I think the hive tyrant wins
Yeah,
it.
I think
I think the
over.
hive. I think Judge Dredd gets fucked up. But I don't know though. I mean, yeah. I
Judge
think
Dredd's resourceful,
ally-
but a hive tyrant, that I can't think of a time in all of the Judge Dredd comics I've read, and I've read quite a few, where he
And let's
faces
be
off against
honest,
something
Jeremy
as
Corbyn's-
big as a hive tyrant, as powerful as
Jeremy
a hive tyrant.
Corbyn's allotment is a very enclosed space, so he doesn't have range on his side either.
Yeah, and there's not really that many hiding places. I mean, there's a few sheds, but the hive tyrant's just going to squash all of them.
It's, you know, you can throw a
Yeah.
turnip at it, I guess, or whatever.
I think it's got
Yeah,
to go
I
to the
mean-
Predator on that hive tyrant roll alone.
Yep.
I agree. Rip Judge Dredd.
Oh,
he's
Judge
been-
Dredd is out. Oh, I'm actually gutted about that, but there's no way I could argue it for that one.
The slug is very sad about that.
Alright, next up is a Dalek versus Robocop. Where will they be fighting, Lily?
Ooh.
It's quite a good matchup, that.
The trenches of World War One.
The trenches World War One. That's not good for a Dalek.
You know
Lots of
what?
mud.
Yeah.
They can just
Dalek
float
can
over
fly.
the fly
Yeah,
over the
Dalek can
mud.
fly.
It's fine.
Right. So the Dalek has an ally. Who is the Dalek's ally, Lily?
Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Wings. Lord of the Wings? What? Lord of the Rings. Lord of the
Samwise
Wings.
Gamgee can successfully traverse the
And
trench.
I've also lost the
There.
dice to do the roll for Robocop. It fell on the floor and I don't know where. Don't you just hate that?
I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to grab some food.
Fair enough. Oh, I found the
You
dice.
turned it. You turned
Oh.
it to Terrence Dicks for a moment there,
You
Dylan.
just bag this one without me.
Look, any comparison to Uncle
I'm
Terry
pretty sure
is
Lord of the
welcome.
Wings is like a chicken
And,
shop somewhere in London.
Bowie said to me that we need to check out this new thing called Lord of the Wings.
Right, and
Lord Sark told
Robocop
me
doesn't
that.
get anything. And then as for special victory conditions, nope. So it's a Dalek with Samwise Gamgee versus Robocop in the trenches
I
of
think
World
the
War
Dalek.
One, the First World War.
I think the Dalek wins this.
Yeah. Also, if anyone is interested, Lord of the Wings is a chicken shop in Camden.
Well, all right, but let's talk about the environment though. The Dalek isn't going to be very mobile. Remember, this is like a chase Dalek. This isn't like one that goes
Yeah.
flying around everywhere.
I mean,
And
RoboCop
also-
might also struggle in the mud.
Let's say this is the British section of the trench. It's full of British soldiers. RoboCop might try and negotiate with the soldiers, whereas the Dalek's just going to start shooting them and they'll start shooting back. Could that have an effect?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
I think
how well
they'd
the
be
British
just
soldiers
as. I think they'd be just as scared of RoboCop as they would of the Dalek.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think that they're not going to shoot RoboCop straight away.
I mean,
They will shoot the Dalek
Dylan,
straight away.
Dylan. This all depends on what era of World War One we're talking about. If they've invented tanks, they might see the Dalek as just like a new fangled
That's true.
tank design.
Well, I'll roll the dice to see which year of World War One it is. So that'll be 1915. So that's before tanks were really
Before tanks.
a major thing.
That changes it. That changes it.
So they'd probably
But,
think.
I mean, but-
So if any British soldiers run into them, they probably think either of them are demons from hell.
I
Yeah.
think RoboCop could go, look, I know this is really weird, but there's like something coming to kill us right now. And then the Dalek appears and starts killing people. They're all going to turn their attention to the Dalek.
Assume we're going for classic RoboCop and not reboot RoboCop.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if classic RoboCop can show that he's still human underneath, whereas
Well, you can still see his mouth.
reboot.
He could take off his mask, but that looks even more freaky, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, you just say that he trod on a landmine and this was all that was left.
True,
Yeah, but then how does he explain the robot?
If he realizes he's in World War One, he could use that to his advantage.
I think RoboCop knows what the First World War is, whereas
Yeah,
his
I
Dalek
think he knows
doesn't.
what it is. Does he realize he's in it?
Is
Quickly
this
enough.
RoboCop after he's got back his humanity, or well, when he's still like a robotic?
Yeah, this is like RoboCop after the end of the first film.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
I think they're equally matched. I think they're equally
Yeah,
matched.
I think RoboCop manages to get the soldiers to start firing at the Dalek, because the Dalek's not going to negotiate; he's just going to start killing. I don't think Samwise Gamgee's going to like be able to convince the soldiers anything otherwise. Does Samwise Gamgee even manage to do anything really? I think given it's a hot,
food in the,
like Mordor
I mean-
is not as bad as the First World War. Like, so he's going to be like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" It's just going to be he's out of the fight.
I think he just goes and eats all the food in the trench. Just steals all the food off
What
someone and
food?
pisses them
He eats
off.
some mud.
Has some hard
What did-
tack.
Where are we
Yeah.
with the Dalek RoboCop then?
What
He
I
accidentally
think
messaged a pigeon.
that the RoboCop is able to kind of get the soldiers in the trench to start firing on the Dalek by like saying, "Look, there's a creature coming to kill us." They see a creature, start killing people, then they all start shooting it. And RoboCop with his futuristic gun is probably
I mean, yeah,
eventually
they have
able to
grenades
kill the
and machine
Dalek.
I do think though that if RoboCop can't kill the Dalek with a landmine or get the soldiers to fire artillery at it, it would probably kill RoboCop.
Could RoboCop's gun kill a Dalek?
No.
It could
No, I
blind
mean,
a
it's-
Dalek.
It's
I mean-
just sort of regular ballistics, right?
Yeah, but RoboCop could blind a Dalek one shot, like, easy. Because he's got
Yeah, true. It
perfect
has like a
aim.
targeting system and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, then I suppose all it's got to do is get. Well, I mean, if it is a classic Dalek, they are pretty
I
not
think-
not as bulletproof.
I
as
think
the
they're,
new
I think
series
they're
ones.
pretty evenly matched. I think it's whether he gets the soldiers to put like landmines or fire artillery at it, which should be a dice roll.
I mean, to be honest, all he need is some grenades from
Well,
the
look,
trenches.
I think he buys himself loads of time because he's instantly able to blind the Dalek. He has almost impeccable aim. He shoots it. Dalek is
Yeah.
blind. At that point, he's just firing
Well,
blindly,
then
so
can
he's
we,
not
can we
going to
roll?
die.
Can we roll for blinding the eye, but give RoboCop advantage on the roll?
Well, I know, but because I think he's able to shoot a bullet out of the air in RoboCop
Also,
3.
yeah, if RoboCop blinds the Dalek, he's got enough time where he could just get some explosives from the trench and just stick it to the Dalek.
Yeah,
I
just,
think
or
they're
just
enough
throw
to
like
it.
grenades. Like, it doesn't need to be
Yeah.
anything that fancy. You know, I think a couple of grenades will be more than enough to kill a Dalek.
I think that the blinding the Dalek changes the fight so much that you have to roll for it, Dylan, but give RoboCop advantage, like a D&D roll. Give him advantage, but like.
Well,
so
I think it is a.
7-3.
I think it's a 1 in 10 he misses at most.
All right then, so he has to roll. Fine, he has to roll
So Nat 1 is a
It's
miss.
2. Nat 1 is a miss, right? So yeah, so roll for him then. Roll for him, and if he rolls a Nat 1,
Oh,
and
he's
misses-
rolled a Nat 1.
Oh, so he's missed. He's missed. Okay, so the Dalek isn't blind.
Yeah, so Robocop's a
Okay.
bit disoriented in the trenches, and the Dalek isn't blinded straight away. But the thing is, Robocop can get off another shot, but the question is, does the Dalek zero in on him and kill him in that time, or is it still mowing through, like, First World War
I
soldiers?
think the Dalek's going to have a lot of soldiers to deal with as well, because it looks more like a creature from hell.
Yeah, they're not going to immediately shoot Robocop. They might later on, but not at the beginning.
Well, so I think there's, like, only a 1 in 4 chance the Dalek's able to kill him in the time it takes for him to take another shot.
All right, roll on it then.
So if the Dalek rolls a 4 here, it kills Robocop.
Is that
3,
what?
nope. It is busy with the soldiers. Robocop gets to take another shot at the eyepiece, and he's rolled another Nat 1.
Oh my god! So,
Oh my god.
So the Dalek takes another shot.
Dalek gets another shot, misses. Robocop gets another shot and hits this time. So Dalek is now blind.
Right.
Yeah, rip the Dalek.
but then the Dalek has lost the fight. Then I would say.
Rip.
Yeah, I mean it's very close, very very close. But I think ultimately, the environment and the fact that Robocop is capable of negotiation is what wins it.
The fact that the Robocop is able to engage with other life forms without immediately trying to kill them.
Exactly. Daleks just aren't very good at
to
that.
the Dalek, I think the Daleks can negotiate when they need to.
I don't
Yeah,
think
if they sense are in a position of weakness, yeah.
Yeah, they can negotiate even if they mean to kill everyone later on. They're not like stupid.
Yeah, but
No.
I think the Dalek. Bear in mind, it's just been put down in this trench. Its order is kill this thing. It's just going to be going on a rampage.
All the soldiers think it's one of those newfangled tanks, and it's not one
We
of theirs.
did have this. We had this discussion. We decided it was in 1915, so tanks hadn't been invented yet.
Well, not necessarily not invented, but not in use in the trenches at this point.
Yeah.
But it still looks like some sort of strange terror weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they probably think it was German or some shit.
Yeah, anyway, so we'll move on to our next match now with the Dalek out of the tournament. And we have Darth Vader versus Travis. Where are they, Lily? What's going on with your touchscreen?
Being stupid.
I think you might have to use the mouse.
Oh, come on, you shithead thing.
Just use your mouse, Lily.
You do it. Ministry of Love.
So in the Ministry of Love from 1984. So the Darth Vader gets any special circumstances. Travis gets a special weapon.
Which is
What does
Oh, you've
Travis
got the
get?
touchscreen working again.
a Cry's knife.
A Chris knife. So a Chris knife from Dune, which that can penetrate a force field and stab people. I feel that while that probably would be effective against Darth Vader, I don't know if Travis is getting close enough.
I don't know if he's getting close enough. I mean,
Darth Vader
I
has
think
force
that-
powers.
special victory condition, I guess.
Yeah, we can see. Nope.
I
So
think the
Vader is
fact
force
that
choking him into his lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the
I
Ministry of Love is a busy place with narrow corridors, lots of people getting tortured and things like that.
Vader is more effective in
Yeah,
narrow
but like,
corridors.
think of Rogue One and that end scene where he
Yes.
just murders a corridor of rebels.
Exactly, he's more effective. in narrow.
I do think
Smaller
though
space you have
that
against
everyone in the Ministry of Love would be on Travis's side, seeing as he comes from a totalitarian regime. He'd probably know how to work them a bit.
Travis
better.
is clearly a
Vader.
thought criminal, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Vader also comes from a totalitarian
Yeah,
regime.
they're both clearly thought criminals. They're not going to be on anybody's side, but you got to remember that in the Ministry of Love, in that part of it, there's not going to be that many armed guards. I don't think they're going to play that much of a factor. I think, Vader's able to just deflect their bullets if they do shoot them, and Travis is probably kind of
just the
low-key
end of
enough to kind of just avoid detection for at least a little while.
It's
Yeah.
just going to be the end of Rogue One, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just the end of Rogue One where Travis might get a couple of shots off, they get deflected, Vader cuts him down. Job done, really.
I know you're going that far. Vader is lifting him up, force choking him into his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then says, "I hope you do not choke on your ambition," before he dies.
Yeah.
What a lovely slice of life.
Yeah,
I don't think
Darth
there was any
Vader.
situation where Travis won this competition, to be honest.
No, especially not against Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, Vader is like the most theoretically the most powerful here.
Right, so next up is Samus Aran versus the Doctor, and which Doctor will it be? Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, versus Samus Aran. Where will they be, Lily?
Nostromo.
On the Nostromo from the first Alien film. So that's quite a very large but very tight ship in terms of its corridors and living spaces, etc.
The Doctor knows his
Samus
way around the
has a
spaceship.
special variable.
Which is
Yeah, that's the one.
he's really hungry.
So Samus is really hungry. Samus is desperate for a bite to eat. Whereas Matt Smith has
So
an
heading
ally.
for the kitchen. Heading for the kitchen.
He has an ally.
Yep. This is perfect. It's James Corden.
Oh no!
So it's the Doctor and Craig trying to kill Samus Aran, who's really hungry. Right. All I've got to say. Oh, sorry, Harry, go on.
Is the crew from the Nostromo there with
No,
the
just
alien?
empty ship.
So there's no cat.
I mean, yeah, I think it's just we're just doing it as the ship is an arena and it's empty.
Okay, well, why is it empty on this one and not on the other ones?
What I'm kind of doing it when it's like in the spaceships, it's like it's about the terrain of the spaceship, whereas when it's on a planet, it's about the kind of the natural traps of that environment, including like the people who live there, etc.
Okay, but when we did Space Command, there was people in Space Command.
Yeah, but that's like I think that's a bit of a different thing.
I think you're coping right now because you
don't
want.
Do you want that to be crew? Do you want that to be crew?
What difference does it make?
Yes.
I don't know if the crew makes.
I mean,
any
the
difference.
crew.
It makes all the difference.
Fine. If I roll 4 or 3, there's crew. If I roll 1 or 2, there's not. There is crew.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Doctor.
And there's no special
I
victory
think
conditions.
I think James Corden is going to win this one.
Why?
James Corden.
Well, I think we've got to consider this is the environment that Samus Aran will absolutely love. Loads of tight ventilation shafts that she can morph ball through. And then, just like how the alien picks off the crew one by one, she's able to do that. Maybe she'll just stun them because she's not unethical, but she might stun them before then zeroing in on the Doctor.
Yeah, okay, but there's an
but
alien
this will just
also
become
in
an
the vents.
episode of Doctor Who at that point. The crew's there, like.
Well, is there an
Doctor
alien in
and
the
Craig will
vents?
probably-
If there's a 4, there's an alien on board. There's not an alien on board.
But surely this is just an episode of Doctor Who at this point, and the Doctor and Craig just convince the crew to be on their side, and they win that way.
That is true. But how would they do it? Like, how can they
They've got
overcome
flamethrowers.
Samus? 'Cause bear in mind, Samus
got
has a lot
tasers.
of weapons.
And if
Doctor's
he's
got a
hungry,
side.
they'll find a. I don't know,
This
if
is
they're hungry, they're
Doctor,
gonna
he's
give him
got-
food.
he's
They're
got
gonna
a
give him
magical-
salmonella.
Right, okay, one of you talk at a time. Harry.
It is the 11th Doctor, so he's got a magical sonic screwdriver that can do anything.
What precisely is it going to do?
Vent the oxygen.
It's gonna destroy her suit. It's gonna go boop.
Well,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I don't think
true,
we can
true.
allow
she's
that.
She's wearing well, no, hang on. So in our first fight where we had Darth Vader versus William Hartnell, he didn't have a sonic screwdriver, so couldn't mess with the mechanics of the suit. But
Yeah.
Matt Smith does have a sonic screwdriver, and
And this
could
is
mess
the
with mechanics
extra
of the-
effective sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, this is the
because it's
Deus Ex
this.
sonic screwdriver that gets you out of all sorts of danger.
Well, is there any
Speaking of
circumstance where it
like-
actually just completely deactivates a suit that somebody's wearing?
Yes, if Stephen
I
Moffat's
feel like
wearing
it does that. I feel like it does that in like
Well-
dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Well, look, think about it. It doesn't do it in Let's Kill Hitler, where there's mechs walking around everywhere.
yeah, but that's a different kind of. No, but it does mess.
So he doesn't use a
Okay.
sonic screwdriver on them.
I think it messes.
I think
it messes with that
we
robot.
should do a
like-
50-50 dice roll on this.
I'm sure in like dinosaurs.
Okay, so let's see.
I
One or
think
two.
if the suit can be disabled or can be fucked with at the
Yeah.
very least.
Yeah, 1 or 2 it affects it. 3 or 4 it doesn't affect it.
Right.
It does affect it.
Okay.
Yeah,
right
it's
then.
Base.
So Samus's suit is now compromised, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so it's got
Samus
that
without a
nice
suit
level
is
like that.
still capable, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but then they've
And
got the entire crew on their
what you've
side.
got to remember is that the Doctor has a bumbling James Corden there, so James Corden would probably do something very comedic that would end up like throwing her out of an airlock or something.
Yeah.
Hopefully
that'd be
him
the
with her.
comedy. He'd be clumsy. They'd all force her into the airlock. He'd be with her, and as they press, the 11th Doctor will be sad. Oh no!
Power of love.
killed
The
James
Yeah, and to be
Power of
fair,
love.
the 11th Doctor is the kind of Doctor who would just mercilessly murder a villain, like he did with the guy from
The guy
Dinosaurs
from
from the
Dinosaurs.
Station. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? I could see that. I could see the arguments. Yeah, it probably is the Doctor.
Yeah, I won that one.
I don't think. I
That
just
would
don't
happen.
think Samus is like above that level of power. You know.
Yeah, the Doctor's probably a lot cleverer than Samus at the end of the day. And the Doctor's fended off a lot worse than Samus, so it's probably got to be the Doctor.
Yeah.
Right, next up is a Tripod Martian versus Predator. Where will they be, Lily?
Please outside for the tripod motion.
It's going to be the moon base again, isn't it? Oh dear, Lily's computers went off.
Hang on.
Well,
Yeah, well that's it. Oh, there we go. It's back on.
make sure it doesn't run out of charge.
It looks like it's still got most
It's
charge.
fine.
Yeah, it's got half charge, so it should be fine.
Wally.
The Wall-E planet. So that's the garbage planet from Wall-E, where What's Happened to Earth from the Disney film.
Oh,
Um,
I mean,
right,
yeah, that's right.
right. So
So
the
no life on that planet.
Yeah.
So no bacteria.
Yeah,
that
so
can-
the
just
tripod
one little
Martian
blocky robot.
has a special weapon.
What is the special weapon of the
Well, I'm
tripod
waiting.
Martian?
An X-ray laser.
Yeah, so it's got a small X-ray laser from Tomb of the Cybermen, and the Predator has an ally.
No,
We'll just go down and see the one that we haven't had.
we've had those.
No, we haven't had. Oh.
Cleave.
Yeah, Klieg from Tomb of the Cybermen. You can tell I made this tournament while I was watching Tomb of the Cybermen. Klieg from Tomb of the Cybermen is the
Klieg.
Predator's ally. I don't think Klieg is much use. He's just a pompous. I mean, he could be good bait to lure out the Martian, possibly cannon fodder.
I think this
Yeah,
is
but
a
the
good.
Martian
This
has
is a
a
good
gun.
fight, though. This is a solid fight. The Martian has a death ray.
Yeah,
The Martian has a gun.
the Martian does have a gun, but so does the Predator. And there's on the garbage planet in Wall-E, there's plenty of places for a Predator to hide.
But
Like
I
it
just feel
hide
like
in
the
a
Martian
pile of
would just-
crap.
I think it would just be logical and just wait in the lure it into the open and then kill it.
I think this depends on what War of the Worlds Martians we're talking about and which movie they're from.
Let's say they're from the Tripods, the BBC series.
Yeah, they're tripod. I mean, if we're going for like low accurate, it's not the 1950s floating ones. It's the sort of the traditional depiction, which is the tripod. They have like a death ray. they're in, like, a metal shell.
Are we talking the ones from the Steven Spielberg 2005 film? Because if we are, then that's just like that would kill the Predator straight away.
Well, have you seen the BBC series, The Tripods?
I have, but when I was a child, so that was a long, long time ago,
Yeah.
and I remember very little about it.
I mean, I don't think they're that much different from the.
I remember
modern
I remember the caps. I remember those gold caps that they make people wear to control them, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I do think the Predator is patient and could wait out the Tripod Martian and find a favorable vantage point before striking. But the question is, will it have the ability to get into the tripod?
How is the Predator striking the tripod Martian? What is it doing to the because they're quite tall and what is it doing?
Well, it'd have to find a way into the cockpit of the tripod, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would have to disable it, like blow up its legs or something, so it's collapsed.
Yeah, there's probably not really that. So I mean, the Predator probably has some explosives with it, but there's probably not
Is
going to
there
be
any
a salvage
special
much.
any special variables for the Predator or the tripod?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the tripod wins.
Yeah.
No, what you see, I'm not so sure. I think a Predator absolutely could wait it out, bide its time, set a trap, could be with explosives that it has, could just try something that might trip over the tripod even, or maybe just wait for the alien to succumb to disease.
The Predator has a plasma caster thing that could just do a precise shot on the tripod and just like knock it out completely.
Oh yeah, through like the screen. He could even like snipe the Martian itself. Because I mean, the Martians, they weren't really known for being able to go and find somebody like very specific. They were just, causing terror and destruction wherever they went.
Like indiscriminate murder.
Yeah, indiscriminate murder. Whereas that's not the same as being able to catch a hunter.
Yeah, this isn't like the civilians getting mowed down on the street. This is.
I think it's got to be a predator. I think it's got to be the predator.
Yeah.
It bides its time. It's patient. It's been in situations like this before. The tripod Martian, it's just like a war crime machine. It's not. It goes after innocent civilians.
Canonically fight the xenomorphs for fun. You know what I mean? Like it's not It's not the. I think the predator. I think the predator probably wins.
It takes its time. It probably takes a few days. There's a few days of like kind of intense hunting by the tripod and Klieg, but ultimately,
how does Klieg play into this?
Yeah, I reckon Klieg's probably killed on the first day.
Absolutely fuck all. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, Klieg's probably killed on the first day, and then the predator just waits out the tripod, lures it into a favorable location, shoots it, dead.
I mean, the fact that we just totally forgot he was an aspect of this just really speaks
he was one of the more
volumes about how
pathetic
effective
allies.
he's going to be.
Is he?
Right, so I think we're going for the predator.
Rest in peace, Eric Klieg. You would have loved Donald Trump.
Next up.
He's also a logician.
Next up is Mad Max versus RoboCop in what location, Lily?
Well, this will be fun.
Scorpio base.
So Scorpio base from Blake 7. So in the final series of Blake 7, this is the base where the crew from Blake 7 hide and conduct all their operations from. So it's an underground base with fairly thin corridors. It's not very big. So
It's
Mad
Max.
Max.
Is it Xenon base?
Oh, it's a
or
Xenon
something?
base. I'd forgotten that.
I think it
just
is,
thought
yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Xenon base.
Yeah. So Mad Max has a special weapon, Lily.
Okay.
No, just go for the second one if this is not the
I don't
first one.
want to do that, and I'm in charge.
Well, that's me told.
Lawgiver.
A lawgiver. So lawgiver is from the Judge Dredd universe. It has many different settings, including normal bullets, ricochet, high X, and armor piercing, which that could definitely come into play with RoboCop. And the RoboCop gets no special benefits, and there's no special victory conditions. I think the weapon changes everything because that gives Mad Max a weapon that can kill RoboCop.
Yeah.
Mad Max wins.
Because
I thought
Can-
RoboCop had like perfect aim though, so this is like a
He
fucking
does.
shootout.
yeah, but you
I'm trying to.
I mean,
it's a small base, and Mad Max does have the lawgiver, which on armor piercing setting could kill RoboCop because I can go through a tank.
well,
Okay.
okay.
Dylan. I've got a very serious question here. Can either of them leave the base and join up with the sexist medieval people that live outside of it?
They're stuck inside the base.
Okay. Is
have
is the Sea Devil inside the base?
No, it's just empty. They're like everybody else is out on a mission.
Okay.
I was going to ask about the ricochet. Can they combine bullet types? Or...
No, it's like he couldn't use ricochet and armor piercing at the same time. And the ricochet, I don't think's enough to break RoboCop's armor.
Would he be able? I mean, it could be this will be like whatever is 1 in 20. Should we play devil's advocate and say the ricochet bullet somehow hits the mouth of RoboCop?
Yeah, but
that's how he wins.
Yeah, but isn't like his brain and things like that protected by like metal? Like doesn't he have like a metal cranium or something?
I probably could go in through the mouth, but I don't really. I'm not 100% sure how RoboCop works.
I think you have to kill him through an armor piercing bullet. I don't think Ricochet is going to cut it.
Whoever draws faster, and that's RoboCop.
Yeah, but you've got to also remember that Mad Max, he's clever, he's wily, he's a survivor. He could hide and then kind of ambush RoboCop. And he probably, with armor piercing, or even high X, because he could bring the ceiling down on RoboCop, he just needs to get that shot advantage, and he could probably take him out. But
Does he have the shot advantage, though? That's my point. Does he have the shot?
Yeah,
well,
that's the problem. Like, has he got enough time to gain an advantage?
Well, do we think Mad Max is able to find somewhere to hide and ambush RoboCop? Do we think that's something that he'd be able to do?
In Xenon
a
base,
chance.
Yeah.
there are lots of places to hide.
I'd say 50-50.
Right, well, let's roll a dice for it to see if Mad Max gets the jump. 1 or 2, he gets the jump. 3 and 4, he doesn't. He gets the jump on RoboCop.
Okay, then
So he
wins.
wins.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I think with an armor-piercing bullet, that just puts RoboCop out of action, because that can go through a tank. And so just through his pure, like, survivor instinct and wiliness, he's able to work his way around RoboCop.
Rip RoboCop, you would have loved Croydon.
Yeah, I think that the location definitely didn't favour RoboCop because it's so condensed. Like, tight corridors. It's not really his kind of thing. Whereas Mad Max, he's survived in places like that before. Like when he's been locked in various different buildings or cars or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, next up is the Borg versus Darth Vader. Where are they, Lily?
Apocalyptic London.
So they're in apocalyptic London. So London, where
Did we
there's
decide on which one?
let's just say
Also known as
let's say it's at some point been nuked and there's barely any survivors living in there. Or
So
let's
threats.
yeah, let's say it's like the London from Survivors, because that's kind of sci-fi, where it's like mostly abandoned aside from a few like gangs and communities.
That's a large venue. That's a large
Yeah.
arena.
Right, so the Borg has a special variable, Lily.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
He ate too much pie.
The Borg ate far too much pie. For once, the famous Vorg restraints
The
disappeared.
That's
The Vogue.
The Borg.
The Borg.
classic London, because we're in East London, we love a good pie.
Yeah, he had too much eel pie in East London.
Eel up and a large bit of
Eel
eel.
pie.
Eel
I can't believe you just call it the Vogue. That's
The
quite
Vogue.
fitting, actually.
Yeah, okay,
The
and then
Vogue.
nothing changes for Darth Vader. And there's no special victory condition, so it is a Borg
Vader
who is
wins.
full of pie
Darth Vader,
against
Darth
Darth
Vader's
Vader, and Darth Vader wins
No,
this
Darth
easily.
Darth Vader in this situation becomes a little bit sadistic and just drops the Borg in the Thames for a bit, just to make it out and then
I think the Borg has a chance because the Borg can convert any humans he meets into Borg.
Yeah,
But you need
It's
resources
it's
to do that.
apocalyptic London, so there's not a huge amount of humans around.
No, they don't, Dylan. Have you not seen Star Trek First Contact? All they need is like a little wire in your skin.
Yeah,
Ah.
but this is
Well, okay, well, why don't we roll to
They're all
see if he
dead.
meets any survivors before Darth Vader? I think that's a 1 in 4
don't even
chance.
think. Yeah, but Darth Vader has taken down whole armies in
Yeah, yeah,
canon.
no,
He's
no,
gonna
but,
need
like-
to, like.
But let's just roll to
He's
see if
gonna
this
need
changes
the whole
anything.
city.
1 in 4 chance. Is everybody happy with that?
No, a 50-50 deal.
It's
I
apocalyptic
don't even-
London.
It's
I don't
apocalyptic
think
London.
50-50 London. I think
I
it's
don't
less
think
than
there is
50-50.
anyone. It's got to be like 1 in 10.
I think
No, I
1
don't
in
think it's
4.
that low.
I
I think a
that's
25.
ridiculous.
I think a 25% chance
Yeah.
is fair.
Let's
I
go
think
for
a
that.
25% chance.
So 1, he finds survivors. Rest in
2,
numbers,
3,
he
or 4, he
doesn't.
doesn't. Yeah.
He does find survivors.
Well, now
Hey.
we've got.
He's-
How many? Because
Well, probably like a small gang of like 10.
Yeah, Vader wins still.
Yeah.
Vader is unstoppable.
He could convert this
Like-
whole gang into Borg even if he managed to do that. Darth Vader still mows him down.
I think the Borg are clever enough to set up a trap for Vader, though.
Vader.
But
has
Vader,
taken down, like,
using his kind
small
of
armies.
force premonition, would be able to avoid
Vader sees the Borg dying, giving birth to his son.
No. Vader can see things that move in the Force, and the Borg are not alive; they are computers.
Well, no, they are alive because they are cyborgs.
Force vision also works for droid spaceships. I think you can still sense what a droid's about to do, because all things are connected to the Force, living or technically. Like there are technically droids that can connect to the Force.
The
So
Borg-
Vader still-
I would say the Borg are in fact alive because in Voyager, don't they use like a disease to kill them, like a pathogen, like a
Well, yeah, because
bacteria?
remember in
Implied.
Voyager they have
I've never seen
in Voyager they
so I
have
can't
a
attest to that.
deconverted Borg. 7 of 9 is one of the crewmates.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Vader wins.
Yeah, I think Darth Vader wins. I think the Borg is able to find people, is able to recruit them, tries to set a trap. Vader sees right through it, kills them.
Like again,
Okay.
Vader can take out small armies, Like,
Did the ball adapt to his lightsaber though? After a few of them, he takes a few down, and then the lightsaber's
but
not
he
got
still
That's
had the
true.
force.
I don't think he even needs that. I think he just with his force powers alone.
He can
Yeah,
lift a building up on them.
I don't think they can adapt to the force. I don't think that's
He
possible.
could
'cause it's
lift a building up on them and just crush them that way.
yeah,
Every building in central London is made of concrete.
Well, I don't know if he could lift up all of central London, but he could certainly lift up
Not
enough to
central
crush
London,
them.
but enough. He could lift up a building.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he could
Like,
crush
he's
them with a
strong
building.
enough to lift up like 1 or 2 buildings and flatten them that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he doesn't even really need to get that near them to kill them, so it's got to be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's probably justice done, because Darth Vader was unlucky to go out into the losers
Exactly.
bracket, so... he's
It was
right.
cruel fate.
We're gonna go-
That's his fault for not having good mobility.
Right, so we're going
I
to go...
still think he could have force pushed himself to the top.
No.
We're going to
We've been
go
over this.
back up into the winners bracket now. And so we have, as our first winners one for ages, Kurt Avon versus Lieutenant Titus. Where will they be fighting?
Oh yeah. I already have opinions over this, but
I think a lot depends on location.
Hollywood studio where Kubrick is filming the moon landing.
So a Hollywood studio where Kubrick is filming the moon landings.
The moon landing,
The moon landings.
The moon landing.
Avon.
Inspired by the
Special
Daleks'
variable
Master
for Avon.
Zero gravity.
Oh, so this isn't just for Avon, this is for both of them. I guess this actually suits the set. So using the special CIA powers, they've managed to create a zero gravity environment inside the Hollywood studios. And Titus, there's no special circumstance, and there's no special victory conditions.
I still think Titus wins.
Oh, I think Titus wins this easily, to be honest.
quite handily.
I mean,
quite handily.
Avon-
Okay. Avon's gun can that destroy power armor?
No. The Avon is like his gun is not going to be piercing a Space Marine's armor. Like a Space Marine is like a human tank.
Dylan.
So a Space Marine is like a human tank. Avon would need to have the room to set a trap of some kind to be able to defeat Titus, but he's just
They're
getting
floating
shot,
in space. Yeah, they're floating in
Titus
space.
wins.
Titus turns his gun at him and shoots him, and that's it. That's the entire thing.
Or worse still, manages to kind of using his jetpack, because Space Marines have jetpacks, remember, fly over to Avon, just grab his head and just crush it. Like, without even really trying. I don't think there's any way for Avon to get out of this. Like, zero gravity's not going to benefit him, whereas Captain Titus or Lieutenant Titus is able to move around quite easily.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's not even close, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unfortunately
Oh,
for Avon.
Titus through.
Rip.
So there we go, Lieutenant
Titus
Titus
through to the
goes through.
semi-finals.
Yeah, the semi-final of the winners anyway. Our next one is The Thing versus Optimus Prime. That's quite a matchup.
Okay.
So they will be in the Cybermen tombs. That's not a good location for Optimus Prime.
Does Optimus Prime fit in the Cyberman tombs?
He doesn't.
Well, no, he can
would
fit
just
next to
about-
the tombs, but
Oh wait, are we talking? Oh no, we're talking like Attack of the Cybermen ones. Or
no, we're talking Tomb of the
Tomb.
Cybermen.
We're talking tomb.
I don't think he fits. I think he transforms and just expands the building.
Right, so the Thing has a special weapon. It has a bolt gun. Oh, the Thing will be disguised as a Cyberman, by the way, because it always gets disguised.
Okay.
So the Thing...
I'm not sure that makes sense, Dylan.
I
why
mean,
not?
we're talking
I mean,
about
Because
The Thing
because
versus
Cybermen are
Optimus
not
Prime.
biological.
Well, they're part
Yeah, the
biological.
Thing-
Them are.
They are. Yeah, they're
Yes,
part
yeah,
biological.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but it can
Oh,
only
no, but the
disguise
Thing
itself
can't-
as
the Thing
things
can't
were
copy
like
material.
Yeah,
genetic.
but it would
Yeah,
have
you can't
the
copy
equipment in the Cyberman tombs to just put it on as, like, you know, cosmetic dressing.
I don't know if he's just. I don't think.
I don't
I
know.
don't think.
I
I
don't
don't
agree
think
with
the
that
Thing
one.
is disguised as. Yeah, I don't think he's disguised.
Well, who do you
as
think
a-
he's disguised as, then? Toberman.
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 Doberman, yeah.
Roll for Toberman.
Yeah, I think you should roll for every character in.
Yeah, no, it's Toberman, and he's got a bolt gun, and I bet Toberman's the one of the human who could lift a bolt gun. I mean, the Thing could definitely lift a
Yeah.
bolt gun.
If
Um,
Toberman can pull open a pressurized door at the beginning of Tomb of the Cybermen, he can lift a bolt gun.
Sure.
Yeah. So Optimus Prime has an ally, which that could make the difference. He has an Ewok.
Oh,
I mean, no. that
No
makes
special
no
victory
difference.
conditions.
I think-
I'm pretty sure Optimus Prime, one of his weapons is like a fire weapon or has something that could be turned into a fire weapon.
Let's Google.
I think
Does
a
Optimus-
bolt
think-
gun
I think-
can kill Optimus
I think-
Prime, though.
Yeah, I've seen Optimus Prime die many times in Transformers.
Yeah, he
movies,
dies.
so-
He dies in pretty much every movie, right? That's the...
Yeah,
Bolt guns can
Yeah,
shoot
but
through
the thing
tanks.
dies every-
Is the thing, and Optimus Prime is definitely something like that. It would be the bolt gun would be able to kill Optimus Prime. The question is, could
suggest-
Optimus Prime kill the thing first?
Do we suggest that
think-
Optimus Prime that the thing can wield the bolt gun? Are we happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
enough
Okay.
alien
I think-
DNA to make itself strong enough to
I
carry it.
still think Optimus Prime has more powerful weapons and can just.
Well,
that
give us an
we
example of
really
a
use fire.
weapon it canonically
I
uses.
feel like Optimus Prime has like can fire missiles or something, or he has that big sword.
Yeah, but the thing you're forgetting about the thing is, even if like one part of it is destroyed, like it can just fucking regrow itself.
Yeah, and especially if it fires rockets in
Literally.
the Cyberman tombs, it's bringing the roof down on
So-
himself.
So, Optimus Prime's weapons are his iconic ion blasters, a barrage cannon, 2 retractable energon blades.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any room to use any of it.
Yeah, he's stuck.
So-
He's stuck
feel
in
like
one
he has-
position. The thing can move around and skulk about, and
Yeah, but I
it can
feel
use
like-
the bolt gun to shoot it and kill it.
Are there Cybermen in this too?
Yes, but they're frozen.
Okay.
I mean, he can literally use his afterburners to set fire to the thing.
I feel ultimately
I
the
think
lack
the
of
thing's got
space
this.
I
constricts
feel
him.
there's a chance that he could use his afterburners.
I think the thing has got this.
I'm going to say there's a small chance he could use his afterburners.
All right, should we roll the dice on that 1 in 10?
Yeah, okay, I'm up for 1 in 10 on that.
What are we 1 in 10ing? Sorry.
If
Afterburners.
if he's
burn
able,
in the
if
thing.
Optimus Prime can use afterburners, like in this environment, no, he can't.
Okay, it's over.
Okay, well then the thing will...
It's Jova. It's so Jova.
I think
It's Jova.
if in a different environment when Optimus Prime's able to move around a bit more, he probably could kill the thing. But I think
I
the
still
thing
think
with
he's
a
just
bolt
sticking
gun,
out the rope.
which that's a gun almost specifically designed to kill the type of creature that Optimus Prime is, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Big fucking robots and stuff.
Alright, Rip Optimus Prime, you would have loved Prime Energy.
Because like the bolt gun can kill Space Marines, like it kills Chaos Space Marines.
I think the
So it's
one
gonna kill
disadvantage
Optimus
Optimus Prime would have anyway is that even like I said before, if Optimus Prime crushes the thing, it can just regrow itself because every cell is its
Yeah.
own individual
Yeah,
organism.
but I think he'd end up using one of his more flame-based weapons.
Yeah, but even that does not kill the thing, really.
Yeah, I think
It's really
enough.
killer
But given
fire.
the lack of space, enough of it would be able to escape. I think if the Optimus Prime was in a space where he could just like barrage an area and make it almost completely sterile, so no bit of the thing would be able to escape, maybe, but not here. Right.
Yeah.
So
moving on.
next up is Captain Kirk versus Paul Atreides. So two of the more kind of base human characters against each other.
I mean, they're both pretty cunning and
Yeah. On the
you know,
Death Star,
Yeah. Okay.
Paul Atreides has an ally.
Nice.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, Captain Kirk has an ally, not Paul Atreides. And Captain Kirk has a gonk droid, so that's
Okay.
probably not going to be much
Gonk.
use.
Accurate though.
Go on.
Accurate.
Paul
Okay,
Atreides
sure.
has a
Actually,
variable.
Droids were never on the Death Star.
So Paul Atreides has just woke up, so he's feeling a bit tired.
Okay. Well.
His prescience isn't working properly.
Yeah, those ones are
He's so
victory
tired.
conditions. I think he's still got prescience, but he's
When
just
he
not...
uses the voice at breakfast, he's not quite as good at it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the prescience really tips us in Paul Atreides' favor
Yeah.
Which bit of the Death
because
Star?
I-
Captain Kirk is good at setting traps and being cunning, but that's impossible when you've got someone who can see the
I
future.
think we need to be specific on like which bit of the Death Star are they on? Are they in like the trash compactor? Are they just?
They're just on the Death
bridge?
Star. They can move where they want.
Yeah.
Feel like-
Which Death Star?
The first one.
Yeah, then
the fully complete one, the one with
Okay, yeah. All
the
right.
one with no construction crew aboard.
I'm afraid your friends will face the power of this fully
We're Italian
operational
Emperor right here.
Star Destroyer. Yeah.
Mario Palpatine.
Yeah.
Mamma mia! I am
I mean,
afraid.
I think at the end of the day, Captain Kirk is a more devious kind of guy, like more cunning. But Paul Atreides, with that prescience, is
I
like
think
that's just
Paul
not going to
Atreides
really
is
play
a
the.
very cunning character,
He is, but not as much. Like,
and he doesn't
Um,
get as much pussy as Captain Kirk. That is what I will say.
See, what Captain Kirk does is he lures him into the shield generator room, which is the one with the big fall.
Yeah, but
and just
he'd
puts
never
it up
go
and
in
he
there
falls over.
because he's seen the future. He would just not go in there.
Oh no, but all he'll know is he has a big fall. He doesn't know which room it happens in. And there's a lot of rooms in the Death Star that could cause big falls.
I think Paul knows how to
I
avoid
think
the
Paul
traps,
will
yeah.
win this.
and
Paul's,
he's going to blend in much better with like the stormtroopers and things like that.
I mean, I feel like
Because you could use the voice on the stormtroopers to get them to help him hunt Captain Kirk.
Yeah, definitely.
So there are stormtroopers on the Death Star. Yeah, okay, good.
What do you?
Yeah,
do you wanna
yeah, I'm not.
continue?
Yeah, well, I think Dylan changed his mind of whether there's characters aboard space stations depending on who he wants to win.
Well, no. Like, I think the Death Star, that's like a planet. That's like the size of a moon.
Listen, stormtroopers are also sort of religious radicals if you think about it. So
I
you know,
think what would actually happen is Captain Kirk would seduce Grand Moff Tarkin, and that's how he'd win.
he'd get the self-destruct codes by sleeping with Grand Moff Tarkin.
What? Paul could just use the voice on him at the end of the day. I
Yeah,
just
that's
think
No, but I think
That is
Paul,
right. Unless you've
Paul
got
just
resistance-
commands
yeah.
stormtroopers to go and kill him, and eventually they flush Kirk out.
I think
I
Paul is very overpowered in this situation. So
I'm trying to think how
yeah.
trying to think how Kirk's actual power can come into this.
he could.
I think Kirk
fuck
would
a lot of
seduce the
people.
Emperor.
The Emperor's not aboard in the first one.
No,
Yeah.
He'd seduce Vader.
I think
He could-
Kirk
yeah,
is
he-
nothing right in this environment. Kirk is nothing without like a crew and like help.
Yeah.
If he's on his own
Yeah.
against Paul, Paul wins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
mean,
a funny
even
one,
if
but-
he's on his own, like you see in the Gorn episode, like he could still win, but it takes like setting a trap and like being really cunning, but he cannot do that because Paul can see in the future. So
Kirk is just a sexy Fade Raffer, right? Like he's just a
Yeah.
I've got to agree. Right, so that
Yeah.
moves on.
and Paul is better at fighting than Kirk.
Yeah,
So-
for
Yeah,
hand-to-hand
oh,
combat,
yeah.
Paul is better. I mean, he beats
They
one of the
pra-
best fighters in Dune in
yeah.
single
Well,
combat.
the point
Yeah.
is they train their whole lives for hand to hand, right? Whereas for like Star Trek, it's like they know how to do hand to hand combat, but it's a last resort, right?
Yeah.
So it's not. Whereas in the Dune, there's no different. It's melee weapons or bust, basically.
Yeah, I mean there
Although-
is guns, but they're
Can
very
Kirk
rarely
not
used.
just phaser fucking Paul? Is that not going to work against Paul? Could he not like stun
It's-
him? or
it's-
Well,
something?
no,
He
because
could
his
stick
personal
coming.
shield would protect him.
Oh yeah, true.
That's why
Yeah,
they
it's a
can't
proje-
use guns, because the personal
It's a
shield.
projectile. Yeah, true.
Okay, all right. What's next, Don?
Right, the T-1000 versus a Xenomorph. Where is this taking place, Lily?
Cyberpunk City.
Yeah, so a cyberpunk city in the vein of the first Blade Runner film. Your oh gods are being live streamed, by the way, Lily.
Yeah. Well, I've hurt my knee, so everyone else can put up with it as well.
So the T-1000, no special circumstances for the Xenomorph, so just straight up fight by the looks of things. No special victory conditions, so just a straight up fight between the T-1000
Okay.
and a Xenomorph
Are there
in a
humans?
cyberpunk
Are there
city.
humans in this city?
Oh,
and are there
absolutely. There's
facehuggers? No, but are
abs-
there facehuggers? Can we have facehuggers on the
I
city?
wouldn't say there'd be facehuggers, no.
Yes, but as we see in the deleted scenes of the first Alien movie, the characters
my
that were
God.
abducted by the alien actually start getting turned into eggs.
What? Yeah, but is that a deleted scene canon?
It was reintroduced for the director's cut.
What? Well, is that considered canon
the
in
director's-
Alien?
I don't know.
I feel.
But also,
like
there's just basically it's just a Xenomorph that's just been teleported here, so it doesn't have the facehuggers.
I think the acid for blood could really work in the alien's favor.
I mean, they did melt down the T-1000, but that was like really hot, boiling.
I
Yeah,
reckon
but
alien acid eats through the hull of a spaceship. It'll eat through a T-1000.
Yeah, exactly. Like if
Yeah, but
the
the T-1000
if the
is like
T-1000 tried
living
to stab it, if it tried to stab it, its arms gone.
But and also
like
you got to remember
part
The
of
that
it.
T-1000 also has projectiles, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the xenomorph, again, it's an ambush predator. It knows who its enemy is. It's going to be careful to avoid it.
Yeah,
But if it's a city, the T-1000 can just turn into anything, can't it?
yeah, but I don't think the alien could damage the T-1000 except through its acid blood.
Then you'd have to get close, and I think the T-1000 wouldn't let it get close before.
I mean,
it's
the
really
alien's
killed
got
it.
to get close regardless
I
of
mean,
what happens.
the alien doesn't have the guile to lead it somewhere where it could damage it. It's not that intelligent.
If it had a queen, it would be, but it doesn't have a queen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think got to be the T-1000 because T-1000 can blend in better. It could, find the right weapons to take out the alien. It could probably find a flamethrower somewhere. And the xenomorph, it's not going to have the materials to kill a T-1000. Like, even if, let's say, T-1000 shoots at point blank, the acid is going to heavily damage the T-1000, but it's not going to kill it. Whereas the xenomorph will be killed.
Yeah, it's the T-1000. I don't see what the xenomorph is.
Yeah.
Again, a xenomorph, it's like, they're good, but they're not. It's kind of like the Borg. It's like it's situational that gives it the advantage.
It's very mindless.
Yeah.
Right, so we've not right now because we've got to go back to the losers, but we've got two great winners semi-finals to go. Lieutenant Titus versus the Thing, and Paul Atreides versus the T-1000 will be the winners semi-finals. And now on to the losers round 3. We have Optimus Prime versus Darth Vader. Will this be taking place, Lily?
Sorry, bear with. I think we've done that. And that. Have we had Omnicorp?
Oh no, we haven't had Omnicorp. So it's an Omnicorp HQ from the RoboCop
So just
series.
like an off and some,
Yeah, it's like a
some
high-rise.
offices.
So
Optimus Prime fit in here.
Right, and
I mean that robot, the ED-10 fucking tits or whatever it's called.
It's like 3 times the size of that.
so there is a variable for Optimus Prime. If you'd like to get that up, Lily.
In a second.
Optimus Prime really needs a way.
What variable is it?
Yes, so get one of the variable list up.
Done that one. Done that one. Done that one. Poor vision.
Yeah, so Optimus Prime's got poor vision. He can't see very well. His optical circuits are not
He's
optimal.
still fucked.
And Darth Vader also has a variable. No special victory condition, by the way.
Hold on.
Okay.
We've done that. And that. Feeling fucking great.
Yes,
Oh,
Darth
he's
Vader
hyped.
is
He's
just
hyped.
hyped. He feels great. He's like, he's just killed a few rebels. He's feeling like, yeah, I'm the boss.
He's just told a bad pun to a subordinate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think Darth Vader's got this in the bag.
Yeah,
He's
Vader's
fresh.
won.
He's
I mean,
fresh out the
Optimus
back
Prime
to
can't
chat
move.
tank. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're thinking of what the Force is capable of, like in the 2D Star Wars Clone Wars, like, Mace Windu's literally able to undo a Super Battle Droid's screws,
Well, I
like
mean,
using the Force.
If we really want to go like broken Force powers, Starkiller in the Force Unleashed pulling a Star Destroyer out of orbit.
True. Yeah, theoretically, Darth Vader could just, like, crumple him into a ball. Like, he's just, like...
Also, Optimus Prime literally cannot move in this building. Again.
I mean, we
Yeah,
don't
he's
even
hitting
really
his-
need the OP Force powers, though, because just Darth Vader could just run rings around Optimus Prime. He's going to be able
You
to...
could just chop it. You could just
Yeah,
chop him
chop
up
the
with a
bits.
lightsaber.
Yeah,
he could.
I
I feel like at this
Optimus
point
Prime
we're getting
can't see as well.
Yeah, he's fucking blind. I feel like at this point it's looking quite much clearer who's going to be winning the losers round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean-
So what's next?
Yeah, I mean, Darth Vader really was unlucky to end up in losers. He's going to
Twice.
steamroll quite a few. Yes, definitely Darth Vader. Optimus Prime is out, and that's kind of a shock early exit for Optimus Prime. Probably one of the more powerful.
I'm not
I mean, I
shocked.
was expecting
He's
him
shit.
to lose to Vader.
He's shit.
He does die
Optimus
quite a lot,
Prime
that
is
is
shit.
true. Right, so
Yeah.
next up we have Kurt
shit.
Avon versus Mad Max. So two very similar characters in a lot of ways. Where are they going to be
Avon.
fighting?
A bar in northern Canada.
So a bar in northern Canada. So like a really kind of small, low key bar in the wilds, out up in the north. almost in the Arctic Circle, full of like Canadian lorry drivers.
Wolverine's just in there.
Yeah, the kind of bar Wolverine would drink in. So Avon's
So
going to have a special
a
weapon.
place that perhaps Mad Max would be more familiar with than Kurt Avon, I would suggest.
I don't know. Avon's probably
I
been to a
don't-
lot
I
of
don't know
lonely
about that.
outposts and bars.
I think Avon would fit in there.
Mad Max because he's Aussie.
Oh yeah, Avon has a proton pack from Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Mad Max doesn't have anything, and there are
Is that really a
no
useful
special
weapon?
victory conditions.
I think Avon wins this.
Remind me what the proton pack does.
It's for Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
It's
it's
for
the
Ghost-
ghost.
it's-
It's not going to
it's-
be any use.
Is it
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
but I
pure
wasn't sure
radiation?
if
Hang
you
on,
could do anything
not
else.
like pure radiation. Like if you've got time, you can kill him with cancer in like a couple months. You know.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think he's got enough
in-
time.
Avon has his Liberator gun.
Well, it'd be season
He's very
4.
fast.
It's season 4 Avon, so he has the Scorpio gun.
Oh, well, he's still very
And
fast on the draw.
Mad Max has
he's
what,
very,
like-
very fast on the draw.
What's Mad Max's weapon? I think of it as like a
Shotgun.
double barreled,
Shotgun.
yeah, sort of shotgun.
I mean, a shotgun
right?
in a bar is a very good weapon.
Yeah, but I think Avon's a better shot, and I think Mad
Yeah.
Max would hesitate because he does have a heart.
Yeah, Mad Max
And
it
Avon
does
doesn't.
have some kind of morals, and while Avon does have also some morals, when it comes to his own survival, he's utterly ruthless. Like his morals
Yeah.
disappear as soon as it's him or death. And
Yeah.
I think Mad Max he's not the kind of person who goes into a firefight and always wins. He actually loses quite a lot of fights and ends up like
He
kind of
does.
captured by other
He
people.
loses a shocking amount of fights, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
He's human. He's human.
And,
he's
and Avon loses fights as well, but I feel when it's like him beating somebody on the draw, he does that most of the time.
It's usually but
Probably.
he usually loses fights, and he doesn't really lose fights. He loses the war. He doesn't lose battles. He loses
Yeah.
the war, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he usually comes out of it unscathed.
Yeah. I reckon he's going to have no compunction about shooting Mad Max right away, and will be faster on
Yeah.
the draw. Yeah.
Yeah, and he probably says something quite witty after killing him.
Rip Mad Max.
Yeah, Mad Max is out. Are we all agreed that it's Avon winning?
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, Rip Mad Max.
Avon's like computer abilities haven't really come into this yet. It's just all been about him being a ruthless psychopath. Right. Well, maybe not quite a psychopath, but definitely a sociopath. Right, next up is Captain Kirk versus the Doctor. Which Doctor will it be? Patrick Troughton.
Oh, okay.
So it's the second Doctor.
It's a sex off then. It's a
It's
it's
a
a top
sex off.
shagger off. It's a top shagger off.
Patrick Troughton.
Where are they fighting, Lily?
God damn it,
Mos
chicken would be
Eisley
great right now.
Canteen.
Oh, they're in the Moss Isley Cantina, so Pat Troughton's
Okay.
shagging his way around all the different,
All
big
the
breasted
aliens.
aliens.
All the aliens. As is Captain Kirk. As is
Yeah,
Captain Kirk.
yeah, they're so
Yeah.
distracted with pleasure. Right, Captain Kirk has an ally, Lily.
Nope. Avoid.
So Captain Kirk has a Vord on his side, so that's from the Keys
As
of
a-
Marinus.
I was gonna say Keys of Marinus.
He's just going to be trying to make love to the board.
Special variable for Pat Troughton.
Fuck.
Did you just accidentally close a tab?
Not the one. Just the
nice.
Yeah.
rarer one. High on slow mo.
Oh, so high on slow-mo. So slow-mo
Who's
is
Ion
from
Slomo, sorry?
Pat Troughton. So slow-mo's
Oh,
a
he's
drug
lost.
from Judge Dredd, which means that you perceive reality to be much slower than it actually is. Yeah, sorry, but
Yeah,
he's just got too high. He's too high for this
Rip.
fight.
Absolutely high. He's older than fucking Captain Kirk. He's
yeah,
And even
but
Captain-
he's so distracted by shagging on this drug where it takes ages to shag
Yeah.
that he's probably having
Yeah.
a good time when he dies.
I mean, it's probably similar to the way he died in real life.
Dies just the same way as the real Pat.
as he's
I
just
would've
about to
wondered.
nut. Captain Kirk raises a heavy
Oh,
stone above his
Phaser,
head.
yeah, and he's also shagging someone at the same time as well.
And even if Captain Kirk shows weakness and doesn't kill him, the Vord stabs him.
Yeah, the board would definitely
Yeah.
finish this off.
Yeah, so
Yeah, as me and Dylan discussed when we were coming up with the lists and things, slow mo isn't like a fucking like Quicksilver thing and like X-Men. Like it doesn't mean you can do
No,
things quicker and be so.
well, you
we're
see
kinda
that
used to
when that bird dies at the end of the movie. Judge Dredd movie, you know, where
Yeah.
she falls off the balcony
Yeah,
and
and it's a
just
really
like,
long descent. Yeah, for
Yeah,
her,
yeah.
effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that the slow mo
Yeah,
the condition has made
easily.
it. It's not doing it now. Sorry.
And that's a
unfortunately.
shame that the Doctor's out, because he had one of the more fun conceits of it changing Doctor. But yeah, I think you're right. It's Captain Kirk.
He had a good run.
Yeah.
But I think the Doctor is just not suited to fighting things. So
Yeah, not
I-
one-on-one.
well-
He kind of needs a group of people who are kind of going to do what he says in most of the time. He needs a bit of help, and he doesn't really have that here unless
I mean, he's
got
just
an ally.
he's gotten really unlucky with places as well, like William Hartnell versus Darth Vader in a Colosseum.
Just getting throttled to death in a Colosseum.
Absolutely brutalized. Absolutely brutalized. Oh, well, he did. Actually, you know what? Funnily enough, he did the best when he had James Corden with him.
Oddly
Yeah,
That's
enough.
all I'm saying.
Right, bring back James Corden. Definitely not. Okay, so next one is this is a classic: Alien versus Predator.
Oh,
So who wins?
Oh my
in the
god, have we
movie?
actually got an Alien versus Predator?
Yeah,
Bracket.
Xenomorph versus
Holy
Predator.
shit.
Alien versus Predator. Where are they
Who wins
fighting,
in the
Lily?
movie?
I think the Predator wins in all the
Predator
movies.
wins. Yeah, but Predator has human help though. In Alien versus Predator, crucially.
I mean, okay, we'll have to see what the allies are.
Night
I think the
Club.
point is
Oh, so they're in a nightclub.
Predator's got night vision. It's dark and
Yeah,
it's
Predator.
fine.
Yeah.
Invisible.
The alien has an ally,
Okay.
Oh,
so that could
Change
change
the end.
things. Because I think it was
I
leading
hope it's-
Predator.
If it's
I hope it's
Krieg again, he
Javik.
spoke.
I hope it's Javik.
Droid.
No, we've already had a gonk droid.
Have we?
Yeah, it was while you were out, Lily.
Oh.
Is there any we
it
haven't
Brian
had? Just look down the list and
Is it-
see if there's one we haven't
Is it
had.
Brian Blessed?
We've had an Emmy.
please tell me it's Javik. Javik, picture Javik.
Arnold Rimmer?
Arnold Rimmer! Arnold Rimmer from Red Dwarf is
Yeah,
helping out the
absolutely
alien.
Useless.
Is that,
Absolutely
is that
useless.
an ally?
I mean,
is that an ally?
He's just gonna go and
getting
hide.
drunk.
He's a coward.
He's
He's
getting
weak.
Predator has a
he's
special weapon.
stupid.
Chainsword.
Oh, so the Predator has a chainsword, so that's from
Okay.
the Space Marine
That's Warhammer. isn't it?
Warhammer 40k. So it's like a sword, except also a chainsaw at the same time. Which,
I mean,
yeah.
Predator
I mean, you
doesn't
couldn't really
need
use
it.
that on the Xenomorph because of all of the acid blood anyway, so he's probably not going to use that. No
I think
special
to-
victory conditions.
To talk about this situation, we need to cast our minds back to Alien vs Predator, where in the flashback there's like 4 predators fighting thousands of xenomorphs, right?
Yeah.
And
I
like,
think the alien would win this.
no, what you mean
I agree.
Predator?
Oh yeah,
You mean
sorry, the Predator. Yeah,
Predator
yeah, yeah.
wins it because
Right,
it's clearly demonstrated that a predator can kill a lot of xenomorphs on their own. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Rimmer goes and hides in the toilet. The alien is just like startled by the environment it's in and just starts killing people out of fear. And the Predator, who's kind of a bit more intelligent, kind of looms around in the background, just looks like a guy in a funny costume, is able to pick off the alien while it's kind of distracted.
Well, you're forgetting that the Predator has invisibility and would
Oh,
blend it
that's
perfectly with that in a
True.
nightclub, and also has a plasma caster which can just go. Pew!
Well, in that case, he
I mean, the
wins
Predator
even more.
wins.
I think the predator
Yeah.
wins pretty handily here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good run for just one alien because they're not actually that good by themselves against this kind of opposition. It got much
No.
further than I thought, but
I mean,
there
it
we
beat
go.
Darth Vader. It beat Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Right, next up is
Rip
Darth
alien
Vader
in love.
versus Kurt Avon.
Vader.
Where the but
No.
it could make all the difference. The locations,
Some nonsense is going
etc..
to come up.
Yes, please. I'm praying for nonsense.
Yeah, just look down the list to see the next one we haven't had to make it quicker, Lily.
The Vietnamese jungle.
The Vietnamese jungle.
Okay.
It doesn't really stop Vader.
Darth Vader has an ally.
Oh.
Half cut. Should that say Diana?
Yeah, it's a half-cut Diane Abbott. So a drunk Diane Abbott is
Nice.
with
Oh,
Darth
yeah.
Vader in the Vietnamese jungle.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Avon also
well,
has
that
an ally.
changes things.
Have we had
I don't think Vader
Godzilla?
needs
No.
an
I
ally.
will.
Oh!
I thought,
Avon has Godzilla on his team.
Oh fuck!
I'm sorry, Vader,
Well-
but you're not able to force block atomic breath.
no, I also think that it was pretty. It was on the knife's edge, but then Darth Vader actually had someone who could incorrectly quote numbers at him, so I'm not sure about that one actually.
I think what would happen is Vader would actually just use Diane Abbott as bait for Godzilla.
No,
And then
I'm
just
sorry. Godzilla's
No.
atomic breath covers the area of like a small town. Like it's not. There's no
Yeah.
get. Yeah, it's-
You'll be surprised at the things Vader has survived in canon.
I mean, I think Godzilla could just crush Darth Vader.
Yeah, I think it's a
I don't
case of
think-
I think he'd
like
accidentally fall on
Godzilla
him.
is too much for Darth Vader.
yeah.
No, I
Like
don't think
Avon
so.
just needs to
Vader can
hide
take
for long enough
Godzilla.
for Godzilla to do
Yeah.
his thing, and I think he manages
I
that.
don't think. I mean,
Vader takes Godzilla.
you think
And
Vader
then
takes
Avon-
Godzilla?
I have seen some of the things in the Star Wars universe. Vader can take Godzilla.
Have you seen some of
Okay,
the things
I-
Godzilla
I-
survived?
I think
Vader is
we
an
should do.
unstoppable
I think we should give Vader a 1 in 10 of beating Godzilla.
Yes,
I'd think that's
fine,
way
we'll
too
roll-
high.
We'll roll for Darth Vader incapacitating Godzilla. I don't think. I think you say 1 in every 10 times he could beat him.
I think
No,
1 in 20.
Fine.
I
What?
think
So
1 in
you've
10.
got to roll.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
You've got to roll a
roll
nat 20.
Nat 20. Fine.
Come on, please, Jamie. That's
Nat 1.
Oh, he critically failed. He's
Oh wait, no,
dead.
sorry, no, that's a 7. Sorry,
Yeah.
not a 1.
Oh, he died anyways.
Oh,
well,
so
never
Darth
mind.
Vader died. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Darth Vader's fucking
What-
dead.
How unlucky is Darth Vader? He's had all the like
Well,
both times he's lost. It's been the characters he would probably handily beat if it wasn't for the circumstances.
Well, it's just I think Kerr Avon won on
Nice.
talent and skill and ruthlessness alone.
Oh, I still think Vader had a chance.
No.
Well, I think you're outvoted. I think you're outvoted.
Yeah, but I'm stuck.
I love democracy. I love democracy.
Right, so on to the
Okay,
next
what's next?
of the
I'm gonna
losers
go-
bracket. The Predator versus Captain Kirk.
I'm gonna have to go soon, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So,
we're nearly
I'll
at
do
the
this-
end.
I'll do
We've only
this
got
one.
about at most 20 minutes left.
The
Actually.
Predator versus the Predator.
Okay, yeah. Well, my partner's coming over, so
Oh, okay, no worries.
we'll
Well,
have to finish up. I'll have to finish up. Sorry.
All right, so where are they fighting, Lily?
Cursed Earth.
Is they're fighting in the Cursed Earth, so that is the area outside of Mega City 1, which is radioactive and full of mutants in the Judge Dredd universe.
Who's fighting here?
Predator and Captain Kirk. So the Predator has an ally.
Okay.
Shai Hulud. I think Shai Hulud could survive in the Cursed Earth. So Shai Hulud is the giant sandworm from Dune.
Beloved sandworm
Okay.
of the desert, Shai Hulud.
Yeah, and Captain Kirk also has an ally.
Wait, Dylan, is there any water in this cursed Earth?
Not much.
Have we had a squad of space marines?
Oh, no, we haven't. So Captain Kirk has a squad of space marines.
I think that's it. No.
I'm sorry, but as good as a squad of space marines is, Shai Hulud swallows them all whole.
Big
Sorry,
space.
so it's Kirk
Can-
versus the Predator, yeah, and he's got Shai Hulud versus Space Marines. Yes,
Yeah.
Shai Hulud just eats them all. right?
Yeah, Shai Hulud eats them all.
I think Captain Kirk could figure out, based on the death of his space marines, the Sandwalk, and how they
I
how
don't
the
think
Sandwalk
he's
detects
not
them.
going to be able to just
He
come
doesn't
up
have
with the
the
Sandwalk.
time. He doesn't
That
have
took
the time.
generations of Fremen to learn.
But let me finish. I think in that time the Predator would have killed him, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Predator's
Predator.
through.
And I think, to be honest, the Predator was probably going to win that in any case, because, like, yeah, a Predator, you know, would be able to kill Captain Kirk.
Or unless Captain Kirk can figure out how to ride a sandworm and then uses that sandworm that was originally on the Predator's side to eat the Predator.
I don't think Kirk has enough time to do that.
I think Captain Kirk could definitely do that.
Right, so we're
I
now
think you're
on
wrong.
to the winners' semi-finals. Lieutenant Titus versus The Thing. So why are they fighting, Lily?
A German medieval castle.
A German medieval castle. That's a fun location. Lieutenant Titus has an ally. So since we've had all the allies, just randomise it and go with the first one. Samwise Gamgee is Lieutenant Titus's ally.
You
And
never
advantage
used
for the
Jarvik, by the way, Dylan.
Yeah,
Oh, we haven't used Jarvik. Oh yeah, Jarvik is on
Oh,
there.
right.
So actually,
Yes,
yes.
we have.
Have we?
Jarvik was first.
I don't
No.
remember
With
that.
Avon.
I don't remember
he was.
Jarvik being on there.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
he was.
I
He
think I would have
was
remembered.
first.
Yeah, I would have remembered Jarvik's masculine energy beating every single person on the other team.
Right.
So
But anyway, it's Samwise Gamgee versus and with Lieutenant Titus versus the Thing in the medieval castle. And so we'll say, let's say that the Thing's disguised as a guard, like a guard of the castle.
I think this is the point where the Thing meets its undoing. I think.
Yeah.
Cause the thing is the cosmic horror that the Space Marines deals with, like that's what they're trained for, right?
Yeah,
the
like a
Thing
Space Marine
endings.
knows how to detect something that's not right because it knows how to detect chaos.
impurities.
Yeah, I feel that Lieutenant Titus is a very pure, very focused person. Would be able to like kind of work out who was the Thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree.
But the thing is, even
Okay.
if he manages to do that, does he manage to kill it? So Space Marines
he got
do have
fire?
flamethrowers.
But does he have the flamethrower with him?
Hang on.
I think you should roll for that.
All right,
50-50.
50-50, okay. So
Flame,
1,
they
2,
can have flamers. They do have a weapon called a
yeah.
flamer.
So
but they
1 or
don't
2, he
necessarily-
has it. 3 and 4, he doesn't have it. He has his flamethrower.
Space Marines.
Right, well, he wins then.
Space
Yeah, he
Marine is
wins
the-
that.
Yeah, I just think because they're specially trained to look for impurities and look for things that aren't quite right, he's one of the few characters who would be able to detect who is the Thing.
Right. What's our next? Our next.
So that's Titus
round.
through to the winners
The final.
semi-final.
No, the winner's final.
Yeah, no,
That
it's
wasn't
actually no. This
semi-final.
one's actually this one's the true semi-final. Next up is Paul Atreides versus the T-1000. Where are they fighting, Lily?
Have we had a T2 foundry?
Yeah. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So they're in the foundry at the end of Terminator 2, where the T-1000 is actually killed.
Ah,
And so Paul Atreides has an ally.
Did you want Jarvik?
Fine, yeah. Jarvik is Paul Atreides' ally.
All right, I've
Nice.
got to go, guys.
And it-
I'll see you all later.
Right, see you later.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
bother.
Right, and the T-1000 also has an ally.
Godzilla.
Oh
Oh my
God.
god.
Godzilla's not going to be able to fit in the building.
Godzilla has
Yeah,
been
but-
drawn again.
Yep. We ran
Can
out
Yellow
of
not be
allies.
Brian?
Oh, wait, then we haven't had Brian Blessed, Lily.
Oh yeah.
All right, okay, so Brian
We have-
Blessed should be the ally then. So Brian Blessed.
It's because you were
The
talking
T-1000
about
has
him
Brian
earlier. I
Blessed.
thought we'd
Yeah.
had him.
I think Brian Blessed's probably not much use. He's just going to talk.
No, he could shout.
Yeah, but he
though.
could talk enough to distract.
Well, I think Paul Atreides, with his premonition, he's going to know that the Terminator is able to be killed by going in one of the big vats. And he has Jarvik with him, a construction worker, quite a strong person.
No, he can only have premonition about things that have definitely happened in the future, right? So you're saying Paul Atreides can kill the T-1000 from falling in the foundry because he knows to put him in the foundry because he killed him by putting him in the foundry. That seems a bit.
But that's exactly,
no,
but that's exactly
no,
how it works. His premonition.
Not when it's. I don't think it works when it's just Paul, like in a vacuum. Like there are other circumstances around him, right? Like it's.
Well, he's able to work out things more complex than that. He's able to like foresee extreme societal changes.
But how does he get him in the foundry though? Because in
Yeah, well,
in
that's the
Terminator-
question. I think he knows that that's what he needs to do. I think even
do you
without
do it?
premonition, he probably works that out. But the question is,
How do you do it?
can... Because, I mean, there's probably machinery, like, floating around, like chains and things like that you could use to knock it, perhaps?
Paul, it is worth mentioning that Paul is just a human, just a
Yeah.
man, a competent melee fighter, which I don't think helps him against the T-1000
Yeah.
because the T-1000. Yeah, because even if Paul strikes a hit on the T-1000, it doesn't do much, right?
What,
So-
do we think he's able to use the machinery inside the factory to knock him in? Would that be something you'd be able to work out? I mean, I think that might be a role.
I think it's a role.
Yeah,
And I think you give him. I don't know how much how much chance you give him though for it.
well, I think to both know how to do it and to perform it successfully, 1 in 10.
Yeah.
1 in 10 against T-1000, yeah. I mean, what do we not give him 1 in 5? Maybe can we not give him a 20% odd on?
Nah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think 20% is probably fair. So let's say he needs to get a 9 or a 10.
Yes, sure.
He gets a 3, so he's not managed it. I think the T1000 eventually relentlessly hunts him down and kills him in that case.
To the foundry, because if you can't get him in liquid metal, he's not going to defeat him. In which case,
Yeah.
It's T1000 then, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good location for Paul to draw, but I just think it's too difficult for him to use it.
You needed a stronger character. If it was the Space Marine,
yeah, if it was
with
Titus,
the foundry, yeah,
he just throws him over. I think if anything, I mean, that's going to be the true semi-final.
I think you give Titus like a 90% chance of putting him in the foundry, you know, in the molten slag, you know.
I think it's actually even more than that because I think Titus is much stronger than a T1000. Right.
Yeah.
So next up in our losers round 5 is the Thing versus the Predator. Where is this going to be, Lily?
Murray's talk show studio.
Oh, so Murray's talk show studio from the Joker.
In Joker.
Murray!
Yeah, so everybody's left as Murray's just been shot. Right, and the Thing has a special variable.
Nope.
Murray.
Just go down the list, though.
No, hang on. I can't find it.
Is that the one you deleted?
No.
This has got well.
Control of
Yeah.
the Death Star.
Right. Oh God! The Thing has control of the Death Star. It is trained at the planet. It is trained at planet Earth.
Oh, this is so good because I think we had the conversation where we're like, control of the Death Star is only useful if the thing that has the control of the Death Star can survive a Death Star blast. That is the only reason in reality in which it's.
Right. The Predator
Yeah, I mean-
also has a special variable, Lily.
I don't think it's doing anything.
Well, so basically, the thing with
Existential dread.
oh, so the Predator is thinking, "What's the point of my life, man? I'm gonna die." So
Yeah, the Thing wins.
I mean,
I think not even that. I think the thing would survive a Death Star blast. I think it's.
I don't think it would.
You only, yeah, but you just need a little, like a piece of it to survive on a rock to float to another planet,
It's a
and
big
that's
explosion. It depends if it's like right at the center bit of the blast.
Well, I think I don't think we even need to bring that into play because I think the Thing's gonna know I'm unlikely to survive this. I'm not going to use that. I'm just gonna have to take him on. And the Predator is not on his A game. He's concerned about his own mortality. He's not going to be thinking straight. And the Thing, probably just he'd probably just disguised as like a Gotham citizen. The Predator's not going to know where to look because the Predator kind of relies on knowing who their prey is and following them. It has no idea who the Thing is, so the Thing's going to eventually be able to sneak up on it and take it over.
I'm pretty sure that what will actually happen is the Thing would be disguised as the Joker and would accidentally inspire the Predator into action with its Joker speech about society.
I think the Thing will win here.
Yeah,
I just don't.
There's no way that...
I mean, I just think the Predator would need a lot going for it to destroy the Thing completely, and everything's going against it here.
Yeah, the Predator needed good rolls and didn't get good rolls, so it didn't get good. What's the word? Not rolls. It didn't get good variables and things. So yeah, Predator's dead, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and the Thing is through, and the Predator is out. And next up, this is a good matchup. Paul Atreides versus Kurt Avon. Where are they, Lily?
Snowpiercer train.
Oh, they're on the Snowpiercer train from the film Snowpiercer.
Nice.
So it's a train that's endlessly going round a desolate Earth which has been destroyed by an ice age so bad it's impossible to live anywhere but on the train, which generates all of its own electricity endlessly through its own motion. So, Paul Atreides has a special variable.
Post-nut clarity.
Paul Atreides has post-nut clarity.
God, his mind is clear. He's locked in.
He's just had a good shag with somebody on the Snowpiercer train.
Yeah.
He's feeling good. He knows where he's at. He's going to be focused. Avon has an ally. So this is going to be dependent on if the ally can fit in the train. Because if it can't... Oh, Holly! So Holly's going to be able to direct him round the Snowpiercer train. I think Holly could massively play into Avon's hands here. Because that's going to give him so much knowledge about what's on the
It gives
train.
him. I know, but let's be realistic. It's not hard to navigate a train, is it? Like
Yeah, but like, say he wants
map
specific
information isn't that
weapons
useful.
or specific types of things. He knows which carriage to go to.
But what weapons is he getting on the train?
Well, I mean, they've
Because
got
they
guns on the train.
Yeah,
But I
they've
suppose
got
he's already
guns, and Paul
got a gun.
Atreides has got a shield.
That's
so
true.
It doesn't matter. Guns don't work against Paul Atreides. And if it comes to a hand-to-hand combat, who's winning, Kurt Avon or Paul Atreides?
No, definitely Paul. For hand
Yeah, exactly. And if they're close enough to have hand-to-hand, can Paul not just use the voice?
I think. Avon's
how is
the type
Paul-
of person who might be able to resist the voice.
Okay, well then, let's say he's resisted the voice. Well, then he still has to beat him in combat, right? So
Well,
it's
not
like-
necessarily, because he could use the environment to his advantage. Like, for example, he could try and get onto the next carriage and then unchain that part of the back of the train. Like, using Holly, you kind of like Holly could tell him this is how you kind of detach a carriage, and then once the
That's
carriage
great.
is detached, it's only a
That's
matter of
great.
time.
That's great. Well, if he detaches the carriage, though, Kurt Avon is
you
also going to
kidding?
kill himself.
Well,
he's
no,
gonna kill
not if
himself.
he's in the next carriage along.
Yeah, the train will go around its loop of the earth and eventually come back and slam into the carriage that you've loosened.
Yeah, the train would have to like derail for that to work.
Also, yeah, separating the carriages doesn't kill Paul. It doesn't kill him.
It will eventually. Not that it won't
It will-
take long.
Yeah, well, by that
You would kill
metric,
both of them simultaneously.
Kurt Avon will eventually die, won't he? Because the train will wrap round its circular track and run into the back of the
Yeah,
carriage.
well,
and kill Kurt
maybe
Avon.
the big bit at the front might knock it off the track. Or they might be able to use some kind of projectiles to kind of destroy
I
it.
think you're desperately
I think we're gonna need
arguing
we're gonna
Kurt
need
Avon
to do
here.
maths here. What part of the train are they taking off?
I think you're desperate for Kurt Avon to get through here, Dylan. I don't think he's getting through against Paul Atreides. I don't think Holly makes that much of a difference.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well, I'm outvoted on that one then. Although, to be fair, I was kind of just trying to come up with the best case argument, but I think you're right. It's more likely that Paul wins.
It's gonna
I
have
give
to
you
be a
that Kurt.
hand-to-hand.
I give you that Kurt Avon can resist the voice, but if it goes to hand combat anyways, he's gonna lose. So
Right, there we go. So, sadly, Kurt Avon is out. A very good run for like a kind of just human character, but he is now out, which leaves us with the second last losers round, or potentially the last losers round, depending on who wins the final, or the semi-final rather. We have, the final. Paul Atreides versus The Thing. So where is this going to take place, Lily?
Arrakis Desert.
Oh, that is a great role
desert.
for Paul. Arrakis. It's
Oh.
the desert of Arrakis.
it's not just it's Arrakis as well. So he's got control of like.
Yeah.
Has he got a sandworm then by virtue of that he rides?
Well, I mean, that's environmental factors, so yeah. So there's no special circumstance for Paul or The Thing. And there's no special victory conditions. So it is just Paul Atreides versus The Thing in the desert.
of Arrakis.
So The Thing's disguised as a Fremen. I think Paul is able to identify who The Thing is.
Yeah, I think Paul can see through and accurately identify the thing. But you have to have fire, right, to destroy the thing, pretty much.
Not necessarily. Anything that could just totally obliterate. Like, I think... Or could The Thing take over a sandworm, though?
It could mimic a sandworm. It could mimic.
Yeah, it could, though. That's the thing. I think that's
Yeah,
very possible.
It's an organic life form, right? We see no limits to the thing's ability to transform into
Yeah,
organic
the
life.
thing can copy anything organic. So if there's nothing metal, it probably
Yeah.
could.
So
But
So the
then,
thing might be able
like-
to deliberately go get itself eaten by a sandworm, so then it can become the sandworm.
I think that's a throw though, and also a sandworm is a good thing to be if you're not Paul Atreides, who knows how to navigate the deserts to avoid like not be eaten by the sandworm, right?
Yeah, but if it's a thing sandworm, it has a thing intelligence, so it won't be reliant on just the footsteps.
But then
True.
does it become in the sandworm? Then let it be controlled. Like
Yeah, because Paul can control the sandworms, right? So if it
But
becomes
not a
sandworm-
thing sandworm though.
Why? Why
but
not?
are we sure though? Because surely it'd be
I don't
biologically
think the
same
voice
thing.
would work on the thing.
But we're relying on the thing becoming a sandworm, and then we're relying on it to be
Yeah,
able
okay,
to
well,
beat
no,
Paul,
but let's
even though Paul
go
knows-
back. How could Paul actually destroy the thing? Because I think that is the ultimate question. Is there anything in the deserts of Arrakis that could destroy the thing completely?
Big magnifying glass.
Well, if it's environmental and there are Fremen around, does that mean that all the Fremen that aren't the thing also work for Paul Atreides because he's Lisan Al Gaib?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even if not, you could use the voice on them.
So you can the way to kill the thing is incinerate with fire or obliterate it completely with high explosives. Doesn't Paul have access to the family nuclear missiles?
Yeah, but not here because he's just out.
I know
in the
he's on
deserts of
Arrakis. He's on Arrakis. That's
how-
where the missiles are. You
Right,
said
but
environmental.
how is he gonna get the message back there?
He's got a button. He's got a remote or whatever, hasn't he? He's
Does
got
he?
like a bomb controller. Yeah, well, it's like a briefcase kind of thing or something in the film.
I think he'd like.
I don't know,
You'd have to go back to Arakeen to use the atomics.
I think we have to recontextualize of if Paul is on Arrakis and the Fremen are there, then it is not just Paul versus the thing. It is the entire population of Arrakis versus.
Yeah, but
thing.
that's the same wherever the thing goes. But if you remember,
Well,
the computer
hang on.
calculation in the thing is if it reaches a populated area, total world envelopment in like what, under 2 years?
That is but hang on, but that I don't know. I don't know, man.
Because think about it, the thing's only gonna need a bit of time to take over a few Fremen, and then at least one of them's gonna make it back to Arakeen and start converting Arakeen.
That's in the thing where human beings don't have premonition. That.
Yeah, I mean,
but all the thing needs to do is to convert a few Fremen,
like take over
have
multiple
only
people.
one of them make it back to Arakeen, and then
hang
the
on.
thing will get control of
That's
the
not
planet.
what the thing is. The thing is a singular life form that can transform. It doesn't spread.
No, it
it's
does
a singular
spread.
life form.
No, it does spread. There are
It never
there are multiple things in the thing.
I feel like this is just.
No,
gonna
there's
end up being
a
another-
singular thing that is in multiple appears as multiple forms throughout the film, but it doesn't. No, there's not multiple.
Yeah,
There's
there
only
is.
one thing.
That's
No,
what.
there isn't.
Remember, they'll sell each other out if it means their own
I
survival.
suppose it can like split. It can split its like
Yeah.
cells, right, and become.
Yeah, but it does spread.
Then maybe it being on Arrakis doesn't advantage Paul then because I don't know.
I mean, look, I will grant you Paul winning if you can think of a feasible way Paul can destroy it before
It can be
one
destroyed
of
with
the
high
before
explosives,
one of
and-
the things makes it back to Arakeen. Because I think as soon as one thing makes it back to Arakeen, it's game over. Eventually, the thing will win.
It can be destroyed with high explosives, and the Fremen have rocket launchers. That is shown. They do have rocket launchers, so
Do
it's
they?
not like they don't. Yeah, they have rocket launchers. They use it to take out one of the sand crawlers in Dune Part 2.
That
They
is okay.
take out the thingy copters.
Well, I think this is a roll then. Does the thing manage to spread and get one of its own back to Arakeen before they're able to organize
Then
and
we're effectively
obliterate
Is
the
they not
things?
just like strong enough to win, like regardless? It's like very difficult to kill.
I think if Paul is the ability to identify it and can stop it from spreading, which we say it can if it can't get to Arakeen, right? So
Yeah.
But even then, like he still has to kill the thing.
I think it's a 1 in 10 for Paul being able to do that.
I think it's a bit more. I think you give him a 20% chance. You give him.
What do you think, Ian?
Probably like I don't know, probably 1 in 20.
Well, I think 1 in 10 is the middle option then, so we'll go
Well,
for that.
fine, yeah. If it gets-
7,
if-
he doesn't.
Well, then
the
that's
thing
it.
is
Then
like
he's lost.
unstoppable.
He's
Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
I think
The only reason
this
the only way
fight
they
may go on for years, but eventually the thing will win.
The thing wins the war of arbitration.
Because it'll be able to spread throughout the entire galaxy at that point.
Yeah. I think if the thing gets to a major population zone, then it's won whatever fight it's in, right? So that Rip Paul, you had a good run, buddy, but
I just couldn't see a way that
Realistically,
Paul could destroy it, really,
What
before it could spread.
Maybe if like it being one of the sandworms, he could like theoretically, but not really.
I think it was dependent on him. I think it's dependent upon him
Like
getting.
if it takes the DNA of something he controls, he could theoretically compel it to kill itself, but that's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, he failed his role.
I just saw something in the chat which said Paul Darrow riding Godzilla with a cowboy saddle on his back. That is the canonically how it happened. Right, on to the true semi-final for the winners bracket, where we have Titus versus the T1000. That is a true heavyweight matchup.
That's a big one.
Where are they, Lily?
Oh dear, poor Krabby. The factory from Quatermass 2.
The factory from Quatermass 2. So in Quatermass 2, there's a factory which is meant to be a synthetic food factory, but it's actually a factory where a collective alien consciousness is slowly being rebuilt from debris from space, with everybody who works there controlled by the alien or bought out by them. So Lieutenant Titus has a variable.
Forgotten how to swim.
So Titus forgot how to swim. I don't think that's going to come into play here.
Very funny if sorry, go on.
T1000 also has a variable. No special victory conditions
He
either.
just woke up.
Oh, so the T1000 just woke up. If that's possible. He's just powered on, basically.
I don't think that affects a robot.
Probably not. He's probably not that affected by being powered on. Maybe his cache is a bit empty. So it's, maybe slightly slow reaction times as he's like drawing from his like read-only memory. But so yeah, so that is in the factory from Quatermass 2, Titus versus T1000. With basically those factors, I don't think really affect them. I personally think that Titus is probably going to win.
What's Titus's weapons going to do?
Well, I mean, he's going to have a bolt gun, and the bolt gun.
Can that melt the T1000? Because that's like the only way I know it does.
It will smash it a bit. It's designed to take out Tyranids, who are a lot more
like
powerful than I mean, they can kill Chaos Marines, who are a lot more powerful than the T1000. A T1000, it's just carrying a gun, like a regular gun.
It's also liquid metal.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you still can't just blow it to bits. Because they also have like grenades as well.
Doesn't it just join back together though if you blow it up?
Yeah, it kind of just sort of reconnects itself.
I think if you melt it, that'll be the way. If he has like a flamethrower.
Okay, well, we'll do the flamethrower roll again.
I don't think a flamethrower melts the T1000.
No, it's probably not warm enough.
How hot it is.
You need like the foundry that melted it when you've got like you're talking about thousands of degrees and consistently.
Plasma gun, I feel like that's a thing in Warhammer.
Plasma gun is a thing.
They do.
If we rolled for the flamethrower, we have to roll for the plasma gun.
Yep. So 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
So what we're doing for if he has it and if he doesn't? So one or
if
two.
He has the plasma gun, he can melt the T1000.
Yeah, so 1 or 2 for having it, 3 or 4 for not having it.
Yep.
Yeah. He has it.
Okay, fair.
Right. Okay. So Titus has the plasma gun, but now it's like, well, is he getting the T1000 before the T1000?
I don't know if the T1000 can penetrate the armor that quickly.
No,
Yeah,
see, the T1000 can only
wouldn't have the
manufacture like
weapons.
metal blades.
Maybe
he's got like a Glock.
Cracks in the armor.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind that T1000s are designed to kill humans.
Yeah.
They're not designed to even
they can
take
cut
out
through like
Earth
Kevlar,
tanks.
but not Space Marine armor.
No, Space Marine armor is going to be too much. I think eventually, just through sheer relentlessness, Titus will win because he will eventually be able to destroy it.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it may take some time, but I don't see the T1000 being able to score any kind of significant hits.
Maybe there'd be like a chip in the armor, but even then that'd take a while to do. Like I'm just thinking the liquid metal thing, like being smart with it, but it's not winning.
Yeah, so Titus is through. So now we're on to the final losers round. So whoever wins this losers round gets to go in the final with Titus. So it is
Nice.
a T1000 versus the Thing. That's quite a match.
Ooh.
So
I think it's the Thing easily.
the location will be the Fury Road convoy. So from the film Mad Max Fury Road, it's all of the cars that are going in the direction chasing after the wives that were kidnapped. So that's a Mad Max one. And so the T1000, no special variables, and there's a variable for the thing. Let's see if we can find the right one. Oh, here it is. The thing has fallen in love with the T1000.
Oh.
That's a turn up for the books. I guess that is the case, and no special victory conditions. We haven't had many. We had like loads at the beginning, but none since.
I'm still not sure how the T1000 kills the thing.
No, but the point is the point is this, right? So what we've established is when we did the variables for falling in love, I think me and Dylan were like, this variable only really only is interesting if both get the variable at the same time. Otherwise, it's like the thing is not going to be the T1000. Yeah, it's not fighting back. So it's just about if the T1000 is physically capable of destroying the thing.
Well, no. It's not being in love with somebody doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to fight back. Like, if your girlfriend's just started trying to kill you,
then what's the point
you might
of
be
the
more
modifier?
Reluctant to kill them, but you're still going to kill them.
So what are we
Like,
giving?
if
Are we
it gets that close.
kneecapping the thing? We're making it a bit less powerful than it normally
So
is.
it's a bit more. No, it's a bit more hesitant.
Oh, the T1000 doesn't hesitate.
So
though,
the
I think that
T1000 will get in, will probably get the first strike before the thing realizes,
So
oh
it's
shit, I
not
need to
like
kill it.
Pokemon immobilized by love.
the problem with the thing is, it's like, how do you defeat it? There's a reason it's in the loser category, which is because it got defeated specifically by fire at the right moment. But it's like, well,
I
now
don't think the T1000 has access to fire.
the Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, there's the metal tanker, I guess, that has the fuel in it.
Yeah, there's certainly some fuel about. But the thing is, on
Well,
this
does it have to
convoy,
light
the
it?
thing might be able. I mean, because remember in the film they're able to jump from car to car, and so you got to think the thing's probably going to be able to go and take over some people in the convoy, because there'll be
I guess
cars with like
T1
passengers in the back.
I guess if the T1000 gets control of the tanker and drives it into whichever one the thing is on.
Yeah, but then does
Yeah.
the T1000 not kill itself by doing that?
Is that...
Oh no,
I
actually
think
no. No, the
it jump
T1000 needs T1000 needs like metals, like foundry metal level heat, right? Whereas the thing just needs fire.
Fuel can't melt steel beams.
The thing just needs fire to kill it, because like that's all it takes is fire, not particularly hot fire. So the T1000, I think, could kamikaze the thing. And
I'm
win.
struggling to think of a technology in Mad Max that could kill a T1000, and I'm really struggling.
Yeah, so the thing
Yeah, I
and the
think
thing
it
to kill the T1000 really can only use whatever is in its environment, right? Because it
Yeah,
becomes
it would
The
need to be able
the
to
thing
melt
is, there's loads of things that can kill the thing. in Mad
Basically, the
Max.
thing's melting point is lower than the T1000's.
Yeah.
and I think that might give the T1000 the victory, you know.
And also, life is kind of so sparse in Mad Max that eventually the T1000 could be able to hunt down any
if they're
copies it
on the
makes.
convoy.
Excuse me, Dylan. I has forgotten, but now I've been reminded. There is a flamethrower on the Mad Max Fury Road convoy. There's the Guitar Hero play. He has a flamethrower.
Right, okay, T1000 wins.
There is a flamethrower. If the T1000 gets that flamethrower, it's over. It's all over.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's T1000 win. I just don't see how the thing could destroy the T1000, and I can see so many ways the T1000 could kill the thing.
Yeah.
As much as
Yeah.
I would prefer the thing we went through, because that would have made for a more interesting finale, it's got to be the T1000.
I think if the thing is on like a lava planet with the T1000, it can win. Like if it's in an
Yeah, this was
environment where
He's on Mustafar, yeah.
It's not, it's Australia.
Right, so that brings us to the final, which the T1000 would have to win twice here against Titus because it's double elimination. And it's already lost against them once, but let's see, the circumstances could change things. So, Titus and the T1000 are fighting on Camino, the ocean planet from the for the second episode of Star Wars, where the clones are made.
they're on
So
the clone city.
Yeah,
the
the
clone-
clone
yeah.
factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 200,000 units with 1 million more on the way.
Titus has an
Nice.
ally. And his ally is Ernie. So that's the big robots from RoboCop.
Nice.
The
That's a good
T1000
advantage.
also has an ally. And it has a hive tyrant.
Dylan, can I
Ooh.
suggest we do something different for the allies for the final?
What?
All out roll.
I think we should try. I think they should each have an ally rolled from the losers. I think we should have an allies ruled from the losers. I think that because we've already had the Tyranid.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's do that instead then, because that's actually quite
Maybe
good.
you roll them. Maybe you
I'll roll a
them from the
d20 to work out who it is.
Yeah.
Because all of the participants are numbered on my screen.
Somehow Vader is going to return.
Yeah, so 15. Who is 15?
Titus. Is this for Titus or for?
Yeah, this is for Titus, the first one. So who's 15? 15's Judge Dredd. So Judge Dredd is helping out Titus.
Fucking hell, that's a hell of it.
It's
Okay.
a good ally.
18. Who's 18?
So it's Judge Dredd and Titus versus the T-1000 and...
I'm trying to find who's 18. It's got to be somewhere.
Well, if you scroll...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm scrolling.
No, I mean, we could help you look. That's what I'm saying, because I can see the screen.
Oh, it's a Dalek.
So it's a Dalek and a T-1000 versus Titus and Judge Dredd. I think... Alright, condition... Right, we're on Camino.
Oh, yeah, so we need to see if there's any special victory conditions. No, there isn't.
Victory...
Well, I mean, we decided it was the plasma gun that would give Titus the advantage. So I guess
so we need to remember, see if he's got it.
Does Judge Dredd have a weapon that he could use to...
he has high X, which that could possibly go to a...
Is high X hot enough to melt steel?
Well, he's also got armor piercing as well.
Yeah, but I don't think armor piercing does a lot to the
T-1000. It temporarily disables the T-1000 at the very least. The Dalek... The Dalek in this... The Dalek and...
Smelt it.
The Dalek is easily killed.
Yeah, Titus with a bolt gun, Judge Dredd just shoots it, it's dead. It's out, yeah.
And so now it's a question of... Well, I mean, obviously this is a clone factory. You've got to think they're going to have something. You've got to think they're going to have something like they have in T2.
They'll have plasma.
Yeah.
They'll have plasma.
Probably have thermal
you can probably find some weapons that are good enough to take care of the
T-1000. That means the T-1000 can also find weapons. Does the T-1000 find anything that can kill Titus and Dredd?
Would find a lot of use.
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible. I mean, Dredd, I think is more than capable of killing, but it's just, I mean,
it's 2 against 1 basically.
I think the T-1000 takes out Dredd at least.
But it's two against 1 though. So does it have enough to take out Dredd?
I think it's 1 in 10 it takes out Dredd before him and Titus are able to go inside the clone factory and form a plan. Is that agreed?
1 in 10? You're only giving it a 1 in 10 chance of killing Dredd?
I'm just saying the T-1000 could probably transform into something.
Oh, it could transform into a clone officer.
Yeah, clone officer.
Yeah, and then could recruit the clones to help it. Because, I mean, Space Marines are hardy, but clones have taken down really hardy droids before. So
I mean, the clones have taken.
I think that's a good point. I think the T-1000 can trick the clones.
Yeah, no, I think that there will definitely be weapons in there that can destroy a Space Marine.
And then the T-1000 will have 200,000 units with 1 million more on the way.
Yeah, I think the T-1000's going to win that.
All right, so so then it's one each, right? So then there's
so it has to go to a tiebreaker final because I think the T-1000, on the basis of being able to get the clones on its side.
Well, I think because we used allies last one, no allies for the final. It's a straight up.
Yeah, straight up fight. I mean, there can be other variables, but nothing else. So it's on a Borg cube.
Okay. So it's like mazy cavernous hallways and things, right?
That's right. So Titus gets a special weapon.
Nice.
Wait, no, sorry. The T-1000's on the top. So T-1000 gets a special weapon. So let's see. What weapon is it going to be? Noisy cricket. What did you say that was again when we were coming up with these?
Gun from Men in Black. It's a tiny gun in Men in Black that fires a huge fucking round.
That could possibly harm a Space Marine.
I think a noisy cricket could penetrate Space Marine armor.
Oh, so that was an ally, so I'll re-roll. Yes, also a weapon for Titus.
What's it
Desert Eagle. Well, he's just going to throw that away. A bolt gun's way better than a Desert Eagle.
Right, we're on narrow corridors. I think. Oh, I don't know here.
I think the mini whatever it's called, noisy cricket. What we saying, 3 and 4 counts of penetrating the armor.
I'm gonna have a look. Yeah, I think you do it on because they're on narrow corridors and things. It's gonna be a straight up gunfight, right?
Oh, but you've got to consider the Borg, because the Borg will be after Titus because he has human elements to him. but they're not going to be after the Terminator.
Yeah, the Borg aren't that good though. Titus could smash through.
Titus could
Again,
deal with the Borg.
it's bottlenecked. A Borg cube is bottlenecked, so it's not like the entire
That's
all
what
of the
it's got
Borg.
the Desert Eagle for. It's for the Borg.
I'm watching clips of the noisy cricket. I'm trying to make a determination if I think it could penetrate Space Marine armor. Hold on. Do you know what? I don't necessarily know if the noisy cricket goes.
Well, why don't
It
we
would
roll
blow
a
him back.
dice, 1 in 4 for a
50-50?
lucky shot to penetrate the armor, not kill him, but just to
One in 4
penetrate
for
the armor.
critical. Okay, fine. 1 in 4 for critical hit.
He does not get the crit.
Okay, then I think if it's narrow corridor and they're just basically shooting at each other, I think the T-1000 is not in a good way in this environment.
But how
It's
does
probably
Titus kill it though?
He needs his plasma gun again, right? He needs
Yeah,
both
Yep.
the
plasma.
Well, let's see if he's brought it. So 50-50 chance. 1, 2, he has it. He has it.
He has the plasma. That's it.
Oh.
I think Titus has won this.
Yeah,
fight.
through
in which case-
superior arsenal and ability to take more hits.
and a bit of luck. Yeah, and a bit of luck.
Bit of luck.
Yeah.
Bit of luck, even though
the T-1000.
yeah, the Borg aren't going to really have any weapons that can take out either a Space Marine or a T-1000, so I don't think the environment makes that much of a difference. He's probably just going to tear, like, the Borg might come for Titus, but he'll just tear through them and they'll kind of back off while they come up with a plan, and in the meantime he's able to use his plasma gun on the T-1000.
So is that it then? Have we announced our winner of the Death
Yep.
Zone 4?
Our winner of the
Space
Death Zone
Marine?
4 is... oh, wait, whoops, I accidentally clicked the T-1000.
Well, it's Titus, everyone.
It's
Titus.
Titus. It is Titus. I'll edit that. Now, I mean, they both begin with T. What are you coming to go at me for?
That was. I feel like
There
that's
you go,
that's
Titus.
a worthy winner. T-1000 getting to the end makes sense. Titus
Yeah,
getting to the
I
end
mean,
makes
it was
sense.
unlucky not to stay in the winners bracket, to be honest. But I think really met its match in
As we
terms
know,
of
the
Titus.
real-
It lost 2-1. That's not a bad.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
As
a
we
bad.
know, the real
Yeah, so
robbery was made.
Titus was first, T-1000 second, and the Thing third. I think that's you probably could have put a bet on that at the beginning.
I don't know. Vader, I would have expected better.
Yeah.
I thought Vader would have done better, but for some reason,
The circumstances just kept fucking him over. So.
he could have beaten Godzilla.
No, he's not beating Godzilla.
I'm sure he's taking on similar things in canon.
Right. Well. Cool.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that was an amazing stream, I thought. I mean, I like the fact that we included all of the different types of stuff. I feel that added such an extra dimension to it. In terms of, there's so many different characters, so many different, like, cannons and things like that. There was a lot more room for comparison.
I think if you, in the future, if you ever do a Death Zone 5, you need to up the variable wins. So there's, you know, we're not just, it's not just a kill off. It's a sprint up Everest off, you know what I mean? Who's winning this specific
I feel
challenge?
1 in 10 chance was enough. Like, because we had 3 special victory circumstances.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
2 of them were against Vader.
Yeah,
Oh,
two.
yeah, he did get unlucky with that.
All right then, cool.
Right, well,
Excellent.
yeah, thank you very much for coming on the stream. It's been a great time.
I have had fun, yes, discussing my hypothetical nerd battles. That was
Yeah,
fun.
this is, you know, one of the nerdiest streams, but also one of the funnest. Like, sometimes you just need to embrace that inner nerd.
True.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
thank you all for watching out there. It was really good to do a stream again. Hopefully I can find some more interesting things that are tangentially related to Doctor Who that I can talk about, because, yeah, Doctor Who fatigue is strong right now, but who knows? Maybe I'll find that pang of inspiration again soon. Yeah, so thanks for coming on, everyone, including Harry, who has now left us, sadly. Dear departed Harry. And I'll see you all later. Have a good evening and a good time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
There we go. Perfect.